Welcome to Damu Kiwe Conversations. Where's? We got the content. Hey, hit that mother like button on your way in. Shout out to all the friends on Clubhouse right now. Y'all make sure y'all share 3 times. Get us to the top of the hallway. Let them know that we up in here with no games to play. But we gonna get to this dough. And if you didn't know, we got the Kiwe Pop Store in the building. If y'all didn't know, we got the key. Hey, look, man, y'all hit that like button. Get up in here because we got the content for you. Luce Coochie Ashley. We told y'all he was a rat. We told y'all about these exposers. We nicknamed them the Debriefers. We put together a YouTube team titled hashtag ETE, expose the exposers. Hashtag ETD, expose the debriefers. Salute to Active Chuck, salute Deuce M, salute to Yael, salute to the chat. Hashtag ETE, hashtag ETD. Beaky Mac been here. Beaky Mac know exactly what the hell been going on. But y'all didn't listen to us. Y'all were entertained by a slow bus because he said, sweetie, and y'all just put all of that to the back. Y'all didn't even care. What does that say about a lot of y'all? You know what I'm saying? This dude has actively been working since 2007. You know what's crazier though? I mean, listen, bro, you can't make this shit up.
Oh, man.
This nigga got a case in 2007 that was dismissed in the interest of justice.
Wait a minute. Not the interest of justice like CS2 back with Debbie. Oh, not with Debbie and Willard County saying that in the interest of justice. You know what? I'm gonna just keep my mouth quiet. I'm gonna just be quiet. Yeah, that's something that Luce Cooch Lip Ashley Cannon didn't do. He didn't keep his mouth shut. And I asked that bitch ass nigga, was you a snitch? And his lying ass, you know they ain't gonna tell the truth. He ain't gonna tell. Well, I gotta say this. At least the niggas, or the nigga that represented or that's from the community that I'm from, at least told me, yeah, my brother snitched. But he told on something small. Nigga, he still told, and you getting cut off. And use a goofy for bringing them around real niggas. So on top of that, I understand you told the truth, but that gets you demoted and excluded away from me. That's the same reason why I asked this goofy ass nigga, hey man, are you a snitch and do you fuck with snitches? The truth shall set you free. It'll be free. You will be free of me. You won't have to worry about me, brother, because I won't be fucking with you at all in no shape, form, or fashion. But the nigga lied. And now we're going to get to that paperwork because guess what? We got the receipts and we got the content.
Oh, it's nasty work. Hey, Lady Fino, salute. We dropped. Shout out to Kid the Barber. You already know what it is. Bro, go ahead. The Daikiana, go ahead and hit that, because we interviewed the Daikiana and she told us that he tried to line her up. Hit that like button coming in, man. Lady Fino, he tried to line her up, bro. Salute, Memphis, District 13 in the building. Salute. He tried to get her to take some money from some people that she had nothing to do with, and she didn't bite, luckily, because them people went to jail that night. Papa Dirt, salute to you. Salute to the Damu Kiwe Conversation family. Bees and Crips, strong. Hit that like on your way in. Thumbs up, thumbs up. B Crips, Bees, Crips. I should make a gangbang song just called Bees, Crips, Bees, Crips. They gonna have us on a long indictment for making that song. We got a super chat, Yael.
Oh man, we got a super chat. No, I'm right here. We got a super chat. Oh, we got Iceman Vamp with the $5 super chat. Whack and Lucy, the IOJ crew. Oh my gosh.
Interest of justice.
Let's get IOJ crew in the chat, please. Respect Iceman Vamp. Anything and everything that is given to the Damu Kiwe conversation is highly appreciated. Salute to you, your family, and your tribe. Iceman Vamp, y'all. In the interest of justice crew. IOJ crew in the chat. Y'all know that's where it's at.
Yeah, that's some nasty work. I never had even heard of the IOJ. But look, Jot G said, Deuce, tell them, GD folks. Shout out to the folks. Shout out to the moles. Shout out to the peoples. The Rookins, Vice Lords, the whole 5. Shout out to the whole 6. Latin folks, Latin kings, under the 5. All them brothers that stand in resistance as the last samurai class of resistance against this government. The Bloods and Crips and them organizations I just named are the only ones amongst our people that will say, fuck the police, because they don't give a fuck about their laws. All of y'all already been broken. Y'all cool where y'all at. Submissive. Nina 13, what's the deal? You know what I'm saying? But look, we got a lot of people. Let me get in here real quick. So it's true, Luce Cannon. Man, don't block me, cuz. That is, look, is pork pussy pink? You know what I'm saying? It's pork pussy pink. You know what I'm saying? Salute y'all, Steffi Weffy. Salute to the Damu Kiwe Convo, Deuce and Yael. Red Heart, Blue Heart, Chucks, Moz, Chat, salute, run it up, support the fellas. Thank you, Steffi Weffy, the beautiful Steffi Weffy. Damn, don't block me, cuz have you heard Touch $1 Million? Yael, knock on front. That's my shit. Shit, Big T say salute to Deuce and y'all. Little bit, what's the deal? A little bit in the building, Deuce Sims and Yael. Salute to you, Big T say Luce Custer on 5-5 clear. Luce Custer. Las Vegas Freedom News. Yay, homies, Deuce and Yael, real ones, no doubt. That's a fact, bro. Gold diggers, what's happening? Hashtag ETT expose the truth, man, and shame the devil. You know what I'm saying? I'm receiving death threats. Oh, yeah, salute to my homegirl, Tayon. Welcome her son home. He just got out. That's the one we interviewed from NHB 20s. The young homie, Abang. That's her son. Didn't know that was her son. That's my sister, bro, my close homegirl. I'm receiving death threats. Oh, he's CS2 back. Yeah. CS2 back, 600 and Luce knew each other were rats from day one. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Luce almost been working as long as Whack 100. Hey, that's a fact. And now it all, hey, Deuce Sims and y'all didn't end up too bad. We weren't too far off and was pretty accurate when we been talking, dog.
Hey,
we told them, bro.
Hey, what I say? I mean, not what I say. What we said. Hey, Luce, hey, bro, you was a snitch. Just like your dad. He did some long time snitch. Bro, them niggas, he worked 2000. CS2 back was what, 2006?
Yeah.
And this nigga 2007.
Them niggas the G's in the snitching game.
He 40 something. This nigga 40 something. Boy, y'all was snitching in your 30s. Boy, you niggas
20s, nigga.
20s. Oh, they been snitching for a long. They been snitching for years.
Many moons. These niggas been working for many moons. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Almost 2 decades, bro.
Ratting.
Right, talent is telling in my section. Just like Gigi said about loose paperwork today. Well, that's the paperwork we're talking about. She didn't really go all the way in. Larry J on the beat. Come on up. Make sure you get rid of that ticket too, Larry J. How you don't follow the Damu Kiwe Conversations, bro?
Nasty work, my brothers.
Salute. Hey, Yael, you ain't got no Larry J beat yet?
Larry June?
Hey, listen, man. Poppy Blanco TV. Hey, yo. Selena. We got the beautiful Selena in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Cameron, what up? Active Chucks, what's good, my G? We all good, man. We ain't in jail, and we caught this rat out before anybody got too close to him and got put in jail. Yeah, so we doing pretty good. We could have been on the other end of that 430 count right now. You know what I'm saying? But we not. We ain't here running this content. Miss Lisa, salute. Miss Lisa sent us some real inspiring stuff, Yael. I gotta send it to you, man. Great positivity, man. You know what I'm saying? On moving forward. B Ruth, salute to the chat. I talk the dog. Make that song and I'm telling. Y'all is crazy. Let's get to this, what you call it.
BBL, what up?
Happy birthday, blood. Salute. Roy, salute. Shout out to the Philippines, man. Them the Damus out in the Philippines, man. Shout out to them, man. Hey, listen, when I tell y'all this Damu and Kiwe thing is international, UK, Ireland, Africa, our influence as Bloods and Crips has not only 41 states in the United States following our trends, but Japan. All of them gravitate to our culture, to our way of life. Old lady told me before, if you want to lead, you better lead right. I hope that y'all claim that y'all, the leaders that y'all is, take what I just said in the thought moving forward. If you want to lead, make sure you lead right. The world eyes is on the sleeping bear, on the sleeping giant. I hope y'all awake and y'all is focused on what y'all need to do. Whoa. Too black, too strong. Salute, Damu and Kiwe Conversations. Digital. Salute to you, Megan Davis. Salute to you. Look, man, we got to get to this content. If I haven't got to you, AB, salute. The Gante Cobbins, salute. If I haven't got to you, apologies. We'll be going through the chat. But we want to hurry up and get through this paperwork so it don't take all day because we got some videos and we're going to take y'all back because we told y'all he was a snitch just like his daddy. People versus Termaine Williams. I just took a painkiller, so my wisdom tooth pain kind of subsided a little bit, y'all. You know what I'm saying? All right, pull up the biggest perk killer. All right, here we go. So, y'all don't got to believe us. You know what I'm saying? Here go the case summary. There go the case number. This was pulled up 5/6/2025. You know we pulled this up today. Can y'all see it? Make sure y'all can see it. Let me blow it up a little bit so that I know my eyes ain't that good. Oh, wow. Termaine Ashley Williams. Y'all know who Termaine Williams is, right? Case type felony. Case number FVA 70-1997-1. Right? Filing date December 12, 2007. That's the day they actually filed the case. Case status, pending adjudication, court location, Rancho Cucamonga. Cucamonga cracker killers. Y'all remember Friday after, was that next Friday or Friday after next? That was next Friday, right? Cucamonga cracky killer. This is all of his aliases. Tremaine, Ashley.
T-Main. Is that T-Main?
Yeah, T-Main. I guess that's his training name. Oh, there goes some more names. They got more names. Williams, Tremaine, T-Main, Termaine, Ashley. So the people of the state of California, and then you get into this, you have 8/9/2011, certified copy sent, certified copy of prior sent to Central DA's office, 8/1 letter received, comment letter dated 8/1/2011 received from Central DA, copy request, subpoena records destroyed.
Whoa, 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 whoa. When do they destroy records? When, I mean, I know things get expunged. I know jobs can't look into it if it's expunged, but to be destroyed, that's
Well, all it takes is to have like an officer that has access to the evidence room. You know what I'm saying? And to these computers and to destroy them. You know what I'm saying? So because you're working off the case and they don't want, you know how CS2 back dismissing the interest of justice. Like we can't get the day he was subpoenaed, we can't get the minutes, we can't get the stenographers typing to understand exactly why it was dismissed in the interest of justice.
right.
That's kind of like what they do once you done worked it off. They don't want anybody to do any kind of digging deep and to find out that you had this case and get the questioning like, well, how did these cases disappear? You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
So, and the crazy thing, certified court reporter, what a coinky dee. The court reporter in his case name was also Debbie.
Wait. Go, but let me see that. Where is that?
Right there, DG Debbie Gordini.
Wait a minute. So is Debbie a famous court reporter name?
Two famous court reporter names.
We 2 for 2 for the Debbies. Hey, shout out to the Debbies. The Debbies that's holding it down.
The Debbies is holding down. Another Debbie and another interesting. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. Right. Proceeding. All right. Present Attorney General Registering Defendants President's waive. Proceedings action came on for post disposition hearing. Joe Dirch with R&B Auto Center present. Party stipulate to reimbursement amount 3/14/2011. Receive supplemental points and authorities. PC 1202.4. Let's see what that is. Penal Code 1202.4.
Hold on, dudes. I think I'm feeling real creative today, dudes. I'm feeling real creative today, dudes. I believe in the name of the Debbies because the court reporters, right? And the court reporters are named. Listen, Coochie Ashley, you had a Debbie, and CS2 back, you got a Debbie. That's all bad. So let's get us on stage. Can we have a lady in the chat come on stage and help read this paperwork like the court reporters do? Can we get a chat? We got some nice people in the chat. We got
okay, I'm gonna try women only. This is not a sausage party. Women only.
Women only. I think because you know what, dudes, the Debbies is being we 2 for 2 for the paperwork. So I think we gotta get us our own Debbie. You're not gonna be named Debbie, but in the world of content today, you will be our Debbie on stage. So who would like to be our Debbie? We got the Debbie from LA, and then we got the Debbie from Willard, Texas. Now we need the Debbie that's gonna court report and read the documents for the Damu Kiwe. Who's willing to be that for us today? Can we get a volunteer?
Well, I dropped the link. The CCTV salute.
Now, don't y'all all try to jump on that once now. but bring your motherfucking ass up. You come on up here now and read this paperwork because it just sounds good, man. You know, Deuce M's the fucking Don with his. I Deuce M. Lamonte, that brilliant mind of yours, Damu. hey, that mind. Hey, that mind right there. Give that mind a chance. And if it's anything, and I mean anything I can do to get around or through these obstacles,
around.
Debbie, come on, chat.
Y'all better like button. They take it too long. CCTV Media Network. Salute the Deuce, y'all, and the whole Damu Kiwe team. Hey man, salute to you, CCTV Media Network. That's an old school YouTuber, man. I can't wait till he back on this YouTube strip, getting to that bag. So let me get to it because they taking a long time. They acting shy and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
All right, don't worry about it. We ain't gonna invite your asses up no more.
Right.
Hey, beautiful black lady, salute. Come up and read this paperwork. How much is it to read? It's not that much, probably like a few pages. Come on up, Nina. Come on up. Bring your ass up now. On up now.
They try how much is it to do? Luce is a day one from the feds. Oh wow. Not a day one from his section. He's a day one from the feds.
Section.
Biggest TV, salute, Damu Kiwe Conversation, Deuce and y'all. Salute to you, the biggest TV. Man, we need all them YouTubers. And you know what's crazy, bro? What's up with Back on Fig, Rick Rock,
bro?
All of these YouTube channels that are in our sector of content that are not holding CS2 back accountable when he just put out and distributed a hot one.
Can I count that?
Yeah, one quick second.
Yes, sir.
Open hot one to academics after he gave this evidence of an open hot one on videotape to Sharice Mills allegedly for Luce Cannon to prove that he wasn't the one that knocked down Richie Rich from 6-0, right? But we don't even know if that's why he really gave it to him. See, I got a different theory. I think Wack gave up that evidence and had Luce do what his coward rat ass didn't want to do publicly, and that was to point fingers and implicate people into that crime. See, he trying to get up off that no jumper thing. So while everybody think that they're just beefing, they going at it for the content and all of that. But behind closed doors, they trying to make sure that they get each other up out of that no jumper beat down. Just like Luce working since 2007. Don't think him or CS2 back think is finna sit down and do no time. Why do 10 when you could tell on a friend? Now, what you was gonna say about that, y'all?
Sorry, nigga. I'm trying to come home. That's what snitch spelled. Snitch. Sorry, nigga. I'm trying to come home. But in the case of that, let's get to the first question you asked. How come these other YouTubers are not holding CS2 back accountable for sending a alleged tape of a alleged unaliving through a federal system in the phone And nobody's holding him because, you know, first off, it's content, correct, dudes? This is content, right?
Yeah.
They run content on everything else. I'm calling out back on Fig, Compton Rick Rock. Well, you know, I'm not surprised that they're not doing it. One called the nigga his brother. The other niggas be letting them call him they call him Ain't no rat ass nigga like this nigga ain't my brother. And I will never call this nigga That nigga name is CS2 back. And for anybody co-signing that nigga, you gotta be a fucking J-Cat. You gotta be a J-Bird. You know what a J-Bird is? It's like J-Cat activities with a bird brain. So you add that together, you a fucking J-Bird, my nigga. You sitting here co-signing this goofy ass rat ass nigga, homie. Don't you ever in your motherfucking life compare yourself to me, nigga. Don't ever compare yourself to me. We are not the
They
same.
not like us. They not like us.
Nigga, straight like that, nigga. Keep your asses over there with that J-Bird mentality, my nigga. Because only J-Birds co-sign snitches. Nigga. Real men of moral statures and understanding and principle, we don't do that. Because we know what that shit is, homie. Coward activity. But nevertheless, dudes, like you said earlier, he sent that to get up off that no jumper beatdown. On top of that, it's a third party snitch because he sent it to Mills. What's her name?
Sharice Swampwater Mills.
Sharice Swampwater Miss Piggy Mills. Right?
Facts.
You sent the tape to her because her loud mouth, obnoxious ass, annoying ass, always running her fucking dick suckers. She gon', oh baby, me want to send you fake Jamaican accent having that. Me want to send you the video. That's so weird ass. You's not Jamaican. You whatever. You sent her the fucking shit because you know the loudmouth bitch, the content thirsty, horny for content ass bitch.
Well, first of all, not only is she horny for content, this lady is a civilian,
bro.
So why is you getting a civilian some documents and evidence of some gangster shit?
You know why, dudes? Because the civilians can do whatever. That's a gray area scapegoat. You know what I'm saying? She could do what she want to do. Pyro. If she want to send it to her nigga, she don't send it to her nigga. You know what I'm saying? He's a conniving snake ass rat ass snitch, and he's a weasel. He's a wise weasel. You wise weasel ass wise weasel wacky. Wacky the wise weasel. Put that in the chat. Wacky the wise weasel. That's what you is. But at any rate, he sent that shit to her, knowing damn well she gonna send it to him through a federal line, and them motherfuckers gonna pick that shit up, bro. And all these goofy ass YouTubers talking about something. Oh man, it's just content, and I ain't got a dog in the fight. Let me tell you something, bro. You don't bring snitches
them
around.
Same niggas, bro. If some work came up on us, or I did any kind of faulty shit or had any smut on me, these same weird ass niggas not covering that shit would be flaming our ass up.
Niggas is weirdos, bro.
Nigga, them niggas, bro. We the only motherfucking podcast that had these bitch ass YouTube niggas with a whole panel of YouTubers protesting and blackballing the Damu Kiwe Conversations, saying that we couldn't be the voice of the culture because Deuce M's recorded Brick Baby. Well, first of all, I don't know how to record. Second of all, I took the hit for the team for recording them and let y'all niggas think what the fuck y'all wanted to think. Because first of all, Brick Baby was a part of Damu Kiwe Conversation. Second of all, me and John Jeezy called Brick Baby to get John Jeezy on No Jumper with his new video, right? When he called, he brings it up and said, "Did you hear that Wack is waving the white flag?" I said, "No." Said, "Nigga, you supposed to record it the content." He said, "Well, nigga, we can record right now." I said, "I gotta get my YouTuber on." Once him and John Jeezy finished, I call him back. I tell him, now act like you don't know we recording since you trying to keep it copacetic at No Jumper. That's where you work at. And he don't give a fuck. Fuck it. That's what happened. And they created a whole Bro, you got Dale being interviewed. This nigga was caught pimping on minors. Cholo. Caught. Not accused. Right? You got Marley Marl, bro, some of the scum of the earth. CS2 back, the way that he addressed black women on Clubhouse, even that buff, muscular, masculine thing that he laid up with every night. Nobody has put together anything. Charleston White talking about he great white women. All of y'all cool with all of that, but y'all put together a panel to protest against the Damu and Kiwe Conversations being the voice of the culture. But these niggas ain't got no problem protesting against us, but they cool with all this fuck shit these weirdos got going on the internet. They cool with all this rat shit going on. Listen, bro, you guys are not like us, and this is what separates this platform from YouTubers. We ain't YouTubers, nigga. We just YouTube. Hey, stand on the media. Salute. Let's get back to the content. So, Deputy Attorney Brian Chan presents Attorney Wright Greg Lester, President, Defendant, President, Custody. A lot of all of this department, a lot of all of this stuff is for probation violation, etc. Right? Action came on for violation of probation, waiver of personal presence, acknowledgement of advisor of constitutional rights via two-way electronic audio system filed, petition revoking probation, filed alleging defendant is in violation of terms 279, 14, 16, and 17, court's order probation revoked. So he ends up with probation. They revoke his probation, hearing date, all of this stuff, right? This is all basically repetitive about the hearing, and he's supposed to be going to court all of these days for probation hearing and all of this. So you're like, well, where does they talk about the actual crimes that he was, you know what I'm saying? Look, case custody, probation. We're 8 pages in. You don't see anything about the crimes yet, right? Court hearings. He's definitely having a lot of court hearings. So if you're ever in the county jail and you see somebody always going to court and they don't, and they got $1 million bail, and you wondering like, why are you always going to court, bro? You in trial or something? Well, one of the reasons be the same as what CS2 back doing. I mean, Luce Coochie Ashley. So here we go. Page 11 to 33. Court has read and considered probation officer's report. Defendant waives former Richie Rich. My bad, King. I've just looked in and seen you down here. Let me get you right with your bean. Shout out to the Booby Trap on Clubhouse, man. You know what I'm saying? On motion of the people, which means the state, this county, has dismissed pursuant to a plea bargain counts 1, 3, 4, 6, and 7. Order dismissed. Reason 1385 PC. Yael, are you familiar with Penal Code 1385?
Penal Code 1385. Motion of pursuit plea bargain. Oh, a plea bargain?
And they dismissed all of these cases.
Gosh, bro.
And I'm gonna let you know what all these charges mean later. Hold on, this is page what? We can get to it right now so everybody will know. And then we're gonna get into what 1385 PC is. Why did they dismiss all of these charges? The state dismissed them, right? So we gonna go all the way down to the cases that the charges that he was facing, and we're gonna go back up to 1385 PC. Because 1385 PC, for those who don't know, is in the interest of justice. Oh yeah.
Dude,
This nasty work. Yeah.
dude just made me sick to my stomach, bro.
Who?
Ah, boo boo.
Oh,
Hey,
still on the media in the building.
Text Gigi and ask her, did she get them incredible diapers?
Ah, boo boo.
Bro.
So look, this nigga, bro, man, I'm so glad you didn't get jiggy with it after them niggas did that, what you call it. So look, here go the charges. So he had burglary, PC 459, right? He had and that was dismissed. He had PC 496 DA buy or receive stolen property, right? Not guilty. It was dismissed. He had all of these is from December 7, 2007. He had forgery, possession of somebody else's ID, pled not guilty. That was dismissed. He had another burglary, 459, pled not guilty. That was dismissed, right? 13, 12-7, you had PC 530.5, unlawful use identifying information. You got somebody else's identification unlawfully. That he pled not guilty, that was dismissed. You had 12-7-2007 470B, forgery and possession of driver's information or ID, pled not guilty, and that was dismissed. 12-7-2007, PC, Penal Code 664, Vehicular Code 1085 1A and through F, attempted auto theft. He pled not guilty. That was dismissed. 12-7-2007, PC 459, burglary count, pled not guilty. That was dismissed. This nigga judge is like the Oprah of judges, dismissing cases, nigga.
Wait, dude, is this judge a woman?
I don't know if it was a woman or not, but nigga.
Dismiss. 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 I'm gonna make a song called Dismiss. I'll be right back.
PC 530.5A, unlawful use identifying information, pled not guilty. That was dismissed. And PC 470B, F, forgery, possession of driver's information ID, pled not guilty. That was dismissed. And you had vehicular code 1085 1, A through F, taking vehicle without owner's consent. A G-Ride out of Fontana. He pled guilty, convicted, sentenced. So he pled to the G-Ride, and everything else was dismissed, bro. Convicted, sentenced, and he was sentenced to 180 days.
Hey,
6 months. But look,
damn.
Converted confinement. Do you know what converted confinement means? Hold on, let me Google that real quick. So because I'm sure it means something like he got halfway house or what's that shit when you gotta go clean the walls or clean the community? Like some shit like that. Like you don't have to do the converted sentence. You don't have to do the hard time. It's like you do something. Hold on. You do something different. It's called converted confinement. Yeah, it's like Converted confinement. So, converted confinement typically refers to a situation where a prison sentence or a portion of it is replaced or modified with an alternative form of confinement or supervision, such as home confinement. Community supervision, community service is what the word I was looking for, or a reduced prison term with extended supervision. This can involve converting a fine to a period of confinement or substituting jail time with a supervised community option. So, yeah, alternatives to total confinement, fine conversion, oh, yeah, home confinement, house arrest. Oh, yeah, they got a lot of different options for those. But remember, all those other cases that we listed were dismissed by the judge, and this man was got 180 months county jail time, which was converted sentence. They converted the sentence for all of these crimes, right? And they said it was dismissed under what it was called 1385 PC. So we finna show the people what 1385 PC is. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to get a real good understanding, just in case somebody got caught in G-Rise and with other people's ID unlawfully. 1385 PC. Here we go right here, man. Bam, we got the work. Hit that like button. We got 300 people in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody that's on Clubhouse. Yeah, let me blow this up so you can see it.
Before you read, Deuce,
go ahead.
I came up with a song.
Oh, shit.
I think we can take a quick interlude real quick. I need the chat. I need everybody in the motherfucking chat to go crazy. This that new Yael IOJ crew in the interest of justice. Turn up. Hey, you ain't with the function. Your case got dismissed in the interest of justice. Yeah. Hey, you ain't with the function. Your case got dismissed in the interest of justice. Hey, you ain't with the function. Your case got dismissed in the interest of justice. Hey, you ain't with the function. Your case got dismissed in the interest of justice. When the heat code, how the nigga switch. Got caught with a switch, then the nigga snitch. Goddamn, found out that the nigga bitch. Whack trying to fuck on that nigga bitch. Hey. You niggas rats. Oh, Deuce. We finna turn up on these hoe ass niggas. I'm tired of these niggas. Bro, I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. I'm so tired of you weird ass YouTube niggas and you weird ass niggas supporting these niggas. Please, if you see me in public, don't say nothing to me, my nigga.
They said them niggas is work. They said them niggas working harder than a Mexican, nigga. Yeah. Damn, bro. This some nasty work.
Songs about these hoe ass niggas.
Double Debbie. They were talking about No Jumper. They was calling it the double strip, right? The double strip when they get them butt naked. Bro, that wasn't the first dude he drew down on, and bro, dude got some kind of fantasy about stripping men naked and beating them. Bro, GG showed another video today, bro. They stripped another, bro, but they call it the double strip. Well, this is called the double Debbie.
Double Debbie's in the chat, please. I gotta put that in a rap. Remember that?
Double Debbie's, nigga. Hey, but look.
Damn.
Look what it say. California Penal Code 1385 PC 1385 allows a judge or magistrate to dismiss a case or strike charges or enhancements in the interest of justice. The dismissal can be done on a court's own motion or upon request of the prosecutor. The reasons for the dismissal must be stated on the record. Right. So the factors considered, judges may consider various factors, such as the defendant's criminal history. Well, he had a lot of different crimes, so we know it wasn't that. The seriousness of the offense. Well, these were a lot of offenses: stolen cars, using somebody else's ID, fraud, several cases of fraud. The likelihood of reoffending, well, he's in prison right now for reoffending, and the potential for rehabilitation, right? So let's see what it would take to get what is the criteria? What are the reasons? What are the reasons a judge might dismiss cases under PC 1385? A judge, if they believe it's fair and appropriate to do so, despite a valid legal basis for the charges, this dismissal can apply to both criminal charges and enhancements. Judges exercise their discretion in these dismissals considering factors. Let's go like this. You know what we're going to do? Can a judge, let's go right here. Can a judge dismiss cases under 1385?
They're going crazy in the chat.
I'm finna get to it right now. If defendant cooperates. Let's see. Yes. A judge can dismiss cases under California's Penal Code 1385, PC 1385, even if the defendant cooperates. And the decision is within the judge's broad discretion. While cooperation can be a factor considered, it's not the sole determinant. The judge must also consider other factors, such as the seriousness of the charge, the strength of the evidence, and the defendant's criminal history. Well, we know the strength of the evidence was pretty extensive because his co-defendant pled out to 19 charges. His co-defendant pled out to 19 charges. So we know that it was extensive, and we know that he has a criminal history. Yeah, it's looking like cooperation was what they considered in this one. Nasty work, bro. All them cases. Let's get to it, BBL. We finna get to it. They on the deuces, Debbie. Lou, don't start that, Lou. Respect my brother in the chat. Dirty section in the bushes. Salute to the dirty section. Number 2, Debbie, stand on the media. Could one get court transcripts from Wax case? No. You're not going to get the court transcript from his sentencing. They made sure they destroyed that. But in this case that he was working, the records were destroyed. They subpoenaed the records and they were destroyed. More than likely, someone who had access to those documents, obviously law enforcement or some kind of officer, took it upon themselves to destroy some evidence in this case. What a strange case. Hope everyone having a good night. Stand on it, media. What's cracking? You do the surgery prep during the day and at night, Deuce, and y'all come with the blazing stitches. Everybody talking about hello, stand on the media. Jeremy Armstead, 1,000%. Debbie Cakes. What, Stephanie? I know you ain't hating on my Debbie. My Blue Rent Squad, what it do? Hey, Papa. 600, they said women only. Going on the panel. Oh, the Crip cop in here? Fire hype, ever hype. We would never allow that police ass nigga on our stage again. Ever. After you done put my nigga in jail. Nigga, well, help to put my nigga in jail. Salute to y'all, homie. That nigga said the prosecutor said it at court. He said that's not true. We have me or my team has not talked with him about this case. But y'all talked to him, huh? But y'all ain't talked to him about none of this to do with this case, huh? That's what they said. Why the prosecutor ain't come out and say, well, we know that these dudes, Brick Baby is on this case, and he didn't test, and we haven't talked to him about we haven't talked to him either. Why you're not defending Brick Baby? Why aren't you defending Vay? Why aren't you defending the what those things, egg roll lady? All of these other co-defendants that's on the case, they're not defending, saying that they didn't talk to them and they're not cooperating, but they go out their way to talk about someone who just shows up at court. He's not there with the visit or in support of Big U. Then what are you doing here? He said, I'm here on behalf of the court. Nigga, this nigga talking about the DA cleared him. Remember, White brought Detective Greg Caden and Reggie Wright Jr. to Clubhouse when I exposed the CS2 back paperwork? I liken that to that. Nigga, why do these niggas think the police can validate to us, the authorities, that they're not working with the authorities, nigga? What the fuck? What do they do that at? Who raised these niggas, man? This shit is crazy. But you know what? We're gonna get into this paperwork. I mean, we got some content, man. We got the content. Nasty work. Luce Coochie Ashley. Let's
Dude,
get into it.
Yeah. In the interest of justice.
Man, this shit is so nasty. We finna get into it though. Hold on. Remember Crazy Rick? We told these niggas. Hashtag ETE in the chat. Hashtag ETD. Crazy Rick then told y'all about Luce Coochie Ashley. I think this what you call it was terrible, bro. This audio. Let's go.
Free TV, the hottest content in
Yeah,
the streets. Make sure you tune in, like, comment, subscribe, get your mind right.
You said Buck Adam? Yeah, B Adam. I see him. I see him. I just brought him up. Yeah, he know about Cud too. He got something to do with
yes, he does.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah. What's happening, homie? Welcome to Smoke Free TV. What's happening?
That's Buck Adam from Pomona.
Oh yeah, what's your issue with Luce Cannon?
Oh man, my phone kind of fucked up and fuck off. I'm gonna get back on there though, but you know the whole story Brick Baby was talking about you know the fake play with the woo-wop when a nigga called the police with the fake money and all that.
That nigga was there too, with me.
Oh, so y'all the two niggas, and you said you got away. This one.
Nah, it was about
it was me, you, yeah, it was like 6 of us, huh?
But I'm gonna be real, that nigga ain't no statute of limitation. That that nigga different. You feel me?
Yeah.
Okay. The way he put the police on the nigga, everybody fell back because it was like yeah, you ever seen a movie where motherfuckers get to work, look at the shit, and then as soon as it's good, motherfucker test, and then the police ram in.
Nah, man, not no like power that. Type shit. Come on,
man. He trying to do some ghost type shit.
Okay. Leading up to this, we ain't gonna go into detail on that. Leading up, how did y'all end up? Did he set up all this? Was it his? Okay.
When Rick told you how he was living over there, he told you was living over there. Rick brought me over there, and then I started chopping it up with the nigga. So the same nigga, Critic Cali.
Where have you? Your phone went out?
I think his phone might have went out.
Yeah, but the nigga the nigga, I walk over there through some music, he started chopping it up with that nigga. And then the nigga was talking about a play he had, and I was kind of skeptical still, but I was like, fuck it, if you want to fuck with it, let's go do it. So we called the other homie and go get the little woo wop or whatever, and then we go to the thing, and this nigga's on his phone. He's on the speakerphone while he acting like he doing the play. So he act like he in there scuffling on the phone. And then he run out with a bag in his hand and jump in the car. Like, come on, let's go, I got it. Like they try to get me. So then the nigga,
you there, B?
I'm driving home. The nigga dig in the bag and pull out the money and it say the shit on it, the evidence shit or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck?
Hold on, what you mean? What it say on it? What you mean? It had the federal.
He said it say DEA evidence on it.
What the fuck?
Hey, I'll let Yael have at it right there. The money says DEA evidence on it, Yael.
Damn. DEA evidence. Well, the receipts we just presented are the evidence why this nigga had DEA money and a DEA lawyer.
Well, explain to them how you come up with this DEA lawyer. Where did you hear that term first? Who told you about a DEA lawyer?
Oh, the DEA lawyer came from loose lip Coochie Ashley being on the phone with a fellow, whoever he was, and saying that the 60s had a RICO coming. And his DEA lawyer told him this personally. That's where I'm from. And I called Deuce and I asked him, how would somebody know a RICO's coming? And Deuce said, he's either working or he's on the case, right?
And it turned out it was both.
And the nigga's a W. We got a double Debbie.
A double Debbie.
You get a Debbie. Luce, you get a Debbie. Who's ready for the Debbies?
Salute to Drew V, man. 504 Street Stories and Gangsta News Network. Salute, bro.
Salute.
Great update on the case. Great way to open everyone's eyes to the lies and bring in the facts. So free Big U. We're going to be running your content as soon as we finish with Luce Coochie Ashley. We definitely going to be getting into your content. But that's all we needed from that video anyway. Those who ain't familiar with the story, just Google Crazy Rick, crazy with a K. You know what I'm saying? And then we're going to get into this. So Luce been lying. He gets caught up. We can close this one with Crazy Rick. And let's go ahead and get to the next one, man. Hit that like button if you're just getting in. Show a little bit of support. Lies, snitches, and extortion. Luce Coochie Ashley. Let's get to it right now. 504 Street Stories and Gangsta News Network. Oh, let me make sure y'all can see this. Yeah, y'all can't even see it yet. Boom. Now y'all can see it. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to this.
In California, but not all the pot shops that are selling it are. So the LAPD is cracking down on businesses selling marijuana illegally.
Well, the city of LA has a new plan to crack down on illegal pot shops. Economist Tom Wade is live in Arleta, where unlicensed dispensaries are a big problem there. Tom?
Council members are just trying to get creative in stopping this problem. They say the problem of illegal dispensaries has gotten worse since recreational marijuana sales has become legal.
In the last 2 or 3 weeks, 3 people have been arrested
or
detained from the garden. Like, things like, and then like 1 or 2 people had guns that got detained. So it's like some traffic stuff, kind of.
Be cool, know what they say. Man makes plans and God laughs. Gotta be cool. God laughs. That's the best can a nigga do, right?
Thirsty
Apparently, according to Luce Cannon, him and Big U were there when it all happened. But see, y'all got to remember, Luce Cannon is playing the media.
So, okay. Luce Cannon has really taken a more adversarial stance against you over the past couple of days. It seems like he's decided that he really wants the smoke.
This is a story of a man caught at the center of a criminal storm. A story of deception, power, and betrayal. Dale Morrison, known on the streets as Monster, once identified in legal documents as victim one, the alleged target of a robbery and extortion plot tied to the world of celebrity managers and underground dealings, will be the focus. The narrative begins with fingers being pointed at one of LA's most well-known figures, Big U. But as with many things in the streets, the truth didn't stay buried for long. What you are about to hear is the real story, backed by public records, first-hand revelations, and evidence that has now been obviously recorded by federal investigators whom have openly stated that they are watching every move. In March of 2025, a federal indictment surfaced involving several names from Los Angeles street circles. The document outlined a network of extortion, threats, and under-the-table plays. Within its pages, a name stood out, Dale Morrison, a.k.a. Monster, listed as victim one.
I know the dude, the dispensary owner.
Oh, okay.
I've done business with him.
Okay.
Like, he would call, I think the last thing I did, I booked Sada Baby for him downtown. But he called me about October. He like, bro, you know what? With you, bro, it was always straight business, man. I give you the money, you make sure the people there, and boom, boom, boom. So, you know, when it comes to weed and all that type of stuff, I shy away from it. I really don't like to deal with it because it's not approved on the Fed side. But a lot of stuff I'm reading, and some of it I still really, I'm kind of like, it's missing some pieces.
According to the narrative being pushed at the time, Monster's cannabis business had been targeted by Big U, a powerful and feared former street figure turned music executive. The allegation was that Big U orchestrated a robbery and extortion campaign to muscle Monster out of his dispensary profits. The source of this story remained Ashley Williams, better known as the fake Luce Cannon. The fake Luce Cannon claimed to be a witness, an insider, someone who knew how the extortion game was run. His version of events helped to turn the spotlight on Big U as the alleged mastermind behind the threats and the robbery. But like most things built on lies, the fake Luce Cannon story was fragile, and it was only a matter of time before it collapsed.
Yeah, so basically it's like, cause he'll be like, he'll manipulate things. Like, we'll go and do something, and the same niggas we do it to show up to the house like 10 minutes later when we trying to, you know, counting everything, right? And we be like, how the fuck they get that? Oh, well, we're going to just give them like $40,000 back and stuff like that. But because it's actually putting us in paperwork, right? And like doing like real police shit. I seen the nigga get like 20 guns. And when he got 20 guns, he's selling them to the homies. But I'm like, why are you writing down the serial numbers? So it's like he was doing.
Why would I expect these other YouTube niggas in our sector claiming that they Bloods and Crips? Hey, community. Hey, back on Fig. I thought you niggas was some lokes. When this nigga Luce Coochie Ashley went on No Jumper, how many of you niggas said, damn, that nigga just snitched on Big U or snitched on Big U? Which, if you don't know the facts, it was clear he implicated this man in passing out 20 guns on before 5 million people. Shit, super viral. Oh, well, that ain't my business. Yeah, it ain't your business. To stop saying you niggas is Crips when it's convenient for you, nigga, but you niggas ain't standing on Crip business, nigga. You niggas is weirdos.
Doing like shit like that, and I didn't catch on. So it was like, I'm waking up now. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm his high-tech shit. I'm his right-hand man. You get what I'm saying? So when it came down to like dirt and stuff like that, I'm gonna get it. You get what I'm saying? And then like One day,
you know why he wanted to get a dude back to 40, right? Because he was gonna make dude give him 20 for getting it back.
Of course.
And kept you out of it.
Of course.
At the time the indictment became public, Dale Morrison already had his own history with law enforcement under complicated public sympathy. In July of 2014, Monster was arrested after a 4-month investigation into a human trafficking ring operating across Victorville, Ontario, and Redlands. According to official statements from the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, Monster, then 29 years old, was running a prostitution operation using 5 adult women and 2 underage girls. The victims were forced to work out of hotels and motels. Dale Morrison, known on the street as Monster, was booked into the High Desert Detention Center on charges including pimping, pandering, and trafficking. His bail was set at $375,000. The arrest was part of a broader crackdown by a joint task force targeting human trafficking in the Inland Empire. While these charges didn't directly tie into the extortion narrative, they...
Hey, real quick. Hey, age 17 Street History said those were petty crimes. That's how the law works. They only want the felonies. That's cap. Because his crime pled to 19 charges and got 2 years in prison. So I'm just saying... How do you excuse in that talking about they don't want nothing but petty crimes? Same charges, but he gets 2 years. This nigga get a whatever they call it, that sentence.
Painted Monster as a man with a checkered past. That background made him both a convenient scapegoat and a vulnerable target, easy for someone like the fake Luce Cannon to manipulate or exploit. Jermaine Ashley Williams, aka the fake Luce Cannon, is more than just an habitual liar. He's a behind-the-scenes operator, someone who built his brand off of fake affiliations, proximity to street power, and outlandish lies about accomplishments in the street and the music industry.
DJ Watson,
initially what got me on this Luce Cannon, anti-Luce Cannon, anti-fake Luce Cannon campaign is because I have a personal friend that I've known since, I want to say 13 years old, 14 maybe, that goes by the name Luce Cannon. That's been in the music business since I've known him. That he's introduced me to some of the biggest rappers that I've ever met. I met them through the real Luce Cannon.
Sure, you seen you at Horace, man. That don't be.
Adam, what's up?
Hey, Luce Cannon, I'm here live on the No Drama Show with Brick Baby and Lush. Brick Baby is requesting some information regarding your put on.
Hey, can you give us like at least 2 names from your put on and what block? I ain't never seen you at no meeting at Hyde Park, Horace, man, or at 54th. When did you get put on?
Baby, when did
you get put on? I got put on in 2002. I got put out in 2002, nigga, on Eileen Street at June House. Nigga, you know what's up, nigga. Yeah, dead homie. So when you get put on?
No, you haven't, bro. You been in
man, cuz nigga Hillbilly was a part of my put on. Nigga Killer Dave was a part of my put on. Nigga, oh, the Dead Homies. My first name was Baby Wild Bill, nigga. On the Dead Homies at Izzy Turn East Coast. That was the third nigga I squabbled. Who did you squabble, gang?
Nigga, I squabbled everybody.
Oh, you didn't squabble everybody, bitch ass nigga. How? You would have went home fucked up.
Shut your buster ass.
You didn't get put on, bitch.
When Monster was identified as a victim in the federal documents, fake Luce Cannon positioned himself as a former henchman and the one exposing the corruption and street-level abuse from Big U. But as the legal process dragged on, inconsistencies in the fake Luce Cannon story began to surface. Quiet whispers turned to loud questions, and then the bombshell dropped. Live, raw, and on the internet for the entire world to see. Gigi, the legally recognized wife of the fake Luce Cannon, had remained silent through most of the noise. But everything changed when she went live on YouTube.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. We are live. Let's see what we have going on today. You guys are in for something special today. Worst thing ever, I deleted my last live. I don't know how I deleted it. I'm still learning this, so totally sucks. But I cannot wait till you guys see what I have for you today. It is something very, very, very special. My name is Gigi. If you guys do not already know,
with a calm but deliberate tone, Gigi exposed a series of voice recordings, text messages, and receipts that shattered the narrative that the fake Luce Cannon had been selling. According to Gigi, it wasn't Big U who had extorted Dale Morrison. It was the fake Luce Cannon himself. He revealed that the fake Luce Cannon had manipulated Monster, threatened him behind the scenes, and even orchestrated the alleged robbery that was later blamed on Big U. The story had been flipped. The accuser was the perpetrator. What made the video even...
So what he's saying is the feds ran with this nigga Luce Cannon's lie, who threatened, quick to tell Dale to lie on Big U and say that Big U has something to do with the robbery of his weed dispensary, and that the payments that he was paying Big U was extortion payments. But in all actuality, and I'm quite sure Wax sicked them on him to do that, right? But in all actuality, the perpetrator was really this nigga. These niggas is doing crimes and trying to put them on Big U. Lie snitching. Nasty work. Let me back that up again, because I know y'all wasn't paying attention. Gigi helped bring it out. Listen to the cause.
Cannon had been selling. According to Gigi, it wasn't Big U who had extorted Dale Morrison. It was the fake Luce Cannon himself. He revealed that the fake Luce Cannon had manipulated Monster, threatened him behind the scenes, and even orchestrated the alleged robbery that was later blamed on Big U. The story had been flipped. The accuser was the perpetrator. What made the video even more devastating was the documentation Gigi presented, clear evidence that supported her claims, phone logs, screenshots, and audio recordings.
And that's why, Monster, when you did with the shit, you should have went to and fuck with Wack, because Wack and Wolf is on the same team. You get what I'm saying? And you went the opposite way.
Nah, it was you that introduced me to Wolf.
No, I didn't. Cuz already, you owe Cuz money, bro, and I paid that debt for you.
Nah. I paid Wolf everything myself. I paid his money. I paid Pop's money.
Listen, this nigga just said you owed him a debt. You owed him a debt, and you didn't pay. He said, I paid my debt, and I paid all of these dudes. So Dale is having money issues, borrowing money from people. Oh, this evidence gonna look real good for Big U when he's able to show not only did he have a business with this dude, but the business he got with the dude, this nigga is playing with his money and owe him money. So the payments y'all talking about were extortion payments, is a nigga over aggressive about getting the money back that was owed to him. Nigga don't play with my money.
I paid Pop's money. I paid everybody's money, and I made him like $500,000. I don't know, but the first time Wolf gave me $60,000, I paid him back $100,000. Then he gave me back, and I did it.
I know the agreement.
That was late, but yeah, I paid everything. I paid. That's not why. That ain't had old Wolf back there.
Okay, but then why? You know, they go hand in hand, right?
Well, I don't know what you mean. But when we did the shop, it was like, all right, this shop can make $100,000. It's not making $100,000 a week. Here's why we're not doing it. And then y'all said y'all was gonna come through with like 50 or 100, but before we got there, I got locked up. So
but you made a dumbass deal with Big U, because talking about he wanted $1,000 per day. You get what I'm saying? You made that deal, and then I came out and shut that down.
Never had a deal with him like that.
Nick, on 6-0, nigga, you came with that deal to $1,000 a day, bro. And
we paid $1,000 for Mr. Lee's spot. We never paid. We never had a situation of getting $100,000 a day. That's nothing.
Shit,
there was a time when we was paying the police downtown. There was a time when we was paying the police downtown. A high number, yeah. That's that. But back then, making it. So that's why he was.
I hope y'all caught that. Dale the long tail rat is saying when they were paying the police downtown, this case is going to be the case of the century. Police corruption, rats, lie snitching. This nigga Luce Cannon is the YSL Woody of this case. Nasty work.
Trying to get so we can make that again.
Yeah, but the police, nigga, try to come in there and hit me with, nigga, a balance of like 50,000. I told cuz we ain't giving them shit. And but you had Big U in that shit, and you know it. You had niggas up there just waiting, doing shit and stuff like that. But then I turned that shit around, and then because I felt like I got fucked, because at the end of the day, bro, the police hit that shit after I tell them that we not paying them. Niggas running out with product and stuff like that. So nigga, I turned that into $1 million lick. Neighborhood crib. You know what that was about.
No, I ain't got no piece, no $1 million. I ain't seen $1 million. Because nigga, it was my take. You get what I'm saying? When the nigga try to play me, that's just how it is. I took a mines or whatever like that, and everybody else, I don't know.
You know, the whole thing is here making amends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, we making amends or whatever like that. So don't even worry about it. Monster, I'm telling you, you cool. You good with us, all right?
No, sure, look, my man. I'm gonna return some calls. Reed, I'll call you in an hour or so.
All right.
Okay. So as you guys heard it for yourselves, Luce recorded this conversation. He's on the phone with two people, okay? And none of them are me. So for everybody out there who wants to blame everybody else for Luce literally talking to his victim, talking about his own crimes, you guys can stop. So you just heard, hopefully you guys screen recorded this or recorded this, and you can go remind Luce and his whole IBM team and everybody else, he talked about his own crime. And if you really listen to the recording, Luce said that he not only laid him down, he said that he talked to the police. He said he talked to the police and told the police that they weren't paying him. So you guys got to really listen to the recording. Luce detailed, okay? Mind you, if you also listen to the recording, he also said that everything was going fine until you involved Big U. So which tells you Luce was already at the dispensary doing what he was doing before anybody got involved. He literally says it himself.
The live stream, however, did not go viral across the internet as it should have, compared to other misinformation being spread on this same topic. Whack 100, the man who lined up the fake Luce Cannon, would take to social media saying and doing anything in hopes of this newfound evidence would reach the feds, not to clear Big U. Instead, his intentions were to misdirect and clear his own name.
And she went and got him an iPhone, all right, and tied him right to her iCloud. Everything he was doing, and this record his crimes, was going straight to her phone. He has no idea what that woman got over there. See, if you look at her little, when she do them little promo, little flash, if you pay attention to that, she's teasing him. Because in that, you know what's in those little promo clips that she puts up, Nisha? Different robberies. Oh, she good. Okay. Remember I told you. Pay attention to them clips and you're going to see choke all on the ground. You go see money. You go see and this towards everything he does. like he did the no jumper and whatever he was putting on the phone went to her iCloud. So she's editing little parts of
that wasn't what
in her little
Freddie
clips.
was. That was
Right?
Gail
I
on
called
Jay Reed.
catch her YouTube or Instagram, probably on Instagram. It's her little short little. It be flash.
I rewinded that 5 times. She said her YouTube is IMG what?
No, her YouTube now is Big GG because it blew the other one up. They blew the other one up when she put GG, BIG, yeah, Big GG. But nah, she got for it. They need to leave her.
You can best believe you me that once the feds got wind of Gigi's videos, the narrative began to shift. The government will now have to reconsider what they once thought was valid evidence against Big U, who has been silent this entire ordeal. Big U now had an unlikely vindicator, the estranged wife of the fake Luce Cannon. If I were a betting man, I would imagine that federal investigators are now cross-referencing Gigi's materials, statements from both Monster and the fake Luce Cannon, as well as other key figures on the indictment. The truth is undeniable. With the support of WAC 100, the fake Luce Cannon had lied. He had created a false narrative about Big U extorting Monster, all while he himself was the one making extortion plays behind the scenes. If you are paying attention, you by now realize the bigger picture was this. Big U is no longer the villain of this particular saga. For Dale Morrison, aka Monster, the truth came too late to erase the headlines, not too late to correct the record. He had already lived through the trauma of his own criminal past being paraded as justification for his alleged victimhood. The public saw him as both predator and prey, while the streets will forever see him as a rat. But now, with the release of Gigi's video, Monster was proven to be the real target, not by Big U, but by the very man who claimed that Big U was behind it all. I'm pretty sure that by now, legal analysts have begun revisiting the original indictment. And behind the scenes, Monster has reportedly begun further cooperating with authorities, not as a defendant, but as a witness against the fake Luce Cannon. The streets remember stories in fragments, but the truth always finds a way to resurface. Dale Morrison, aka Monster, would never escape his past. The human trafficking case from 2014 remains a permanent part of his record. But when it comes to the recent indictment, the truth is now clear. He was falsely used as a pawn in a street-level power play by the fake Luce Cannon. And as far as the fake Luce Cannon, his lies are no longer whispers. They are documented. And Big U, once falsely accused, should be cleared in the eyes of those who matter most, the feds. This case served as a chilling reminder of how dangerous false narratives can be, especially when they involve lies, liberty in the court of public opinion. This is not a story of heroes or villains. It's a story of truth versus reputation, and how, in the end, the facts will always win.
Hey, man. Great.
Today I'm going to be trying the new Dave's Hot Chicken Mini Slider.
Y'all, if y'all go ahead and run that back. So if y'all didn't catch up with it, that's 504 Street Stories and Gangsta News Network. Make sure that y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe. That's true journalism. He went and got, I wish I knew how to edit, but he went and got all of the facts, and he went and got all of the lies and told the story how Big U was in jail for these crimes. And then he showed how it was a lie, and played the phone call from the one of the witnesses against Big U. Oh, wait till that show. I can't wait till the jurors shown that video after Dale testifies and lies, because they're going to pressure Dale to stick to the story because now they realize they fucked up. But how is he going to explain that? Who's going to believe this nigga who got his own RICO, facing a whole bunch of time in Ohio? Another case, and then he was charged pimping and pandering on 7 females. 2 of the females was underage. Nasty work, man. 504 Street Stories and Gangster News Network. You doing the Lord's work, brother. Salute to you, man. Great. I'm officially a fan of doing it. Listen, not because that's my guy. I definitely need all the help that I can get getting the truth out so that an innocent man isn't convicted because of these rats, right? But it's not even that, bro. If he wasn't my man, as long as we bringing the truth out here without implicating and putting people in jail, man, then we doing the Lord's work, man. Great content where truth appears, falsehood disappears, and Luce Coochie, man. Let's go. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to that. We got another video. Let's go ahead and go to this. CS2 back admits he lied on Big U about Luce Cannon cease and desist. We gonna bring you to LA, man. My boy, Scandalous Los Angeles TV.
Welcome back to Scandalous Los Angeles TV, where we expose the exposers. CS2 Back's online federal assault on Big U has completely destroyed whatever credibility he may have once had. But today, one of the many lies that were told and amplified at the No Jumper podcast is finally being laid to rest. Porky is letting the world know the Big U sending Luce Cannon a cease and desist order was all a lie. This video is going to show you just how far these sorry bastards will go to tear down someone's character.
And I still don't know what happened. I'm still confused about when they were sitting right here.
Right.
Because the shit Brick would say to him and the shit he would say to him and the shit he would tell me about what he was, that was very confusing. It was like...
So Luce was telling you stuff off camera, and then once you saw them face to face, you didn't have the same energy.
It was, but you know, me knowing what I know now, I see the play. Right? The infiltration game was going on.
What do you mean?
Let me get cool with Brick. Getting Flacco's here make Flacco think some other shit's going on with Wack.
Because he had told Flacco that you wanted to kill him.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
Right.
You know, I'm coming to you. I'm like, bro, what's up with Flacco?
Yeah.
You looking
I
at
didn't know
me?
either until after it was all exposed.
Yeah, I had no idea. I'm like, wait, when he said, yo, Wack, man, Luke, I said, he told you what? So I'm like, why would Luce tell? Like, and I sat back and like, okay, let me get cool with Brick. Because the shit he would say and about that, and probably vice versa. And then it was like he was in the building trying to make everything work in his favor. What backfired on him, let me tell you what backfired on him, is when he found out that Wack is a wolf.
You're a wolf? Or a sheep?
Hit that like button.
What kind of wolf?
When he found out I was a wolf, you know what happens? If you got a wolf and some sheep.
To protect the sheep, you got to catch the wolf. And it takes a wolf to catch a wolf. You understand?
If that one sheep crosses the road, you know what the rest of the sheep gonna do?
Follow his ass.
You know what that wolf gonna do? He gonna sit there and he gonna maintain his position. He found out I was a wolf out here. When they start doing what they start doing, and Wack took 2 steps back, because I believe all of that was a plot twist to phase me out.
Knowing that he's now facing these charges, it does feel like that was like such a bad strategic play.
Listen, why tell Flacco that? Flacco's part of this.
He should have been thankful for his relationship with you. He's already the enemy of so many people. He should have been holding on to that.
This is what's crazy. He can say what he want. They can say what they want. Without Wack, sitting that man on the side of me and moving him around and going to do podcasts that I would never have done just to put the light on him.
A CS2 back just admitted that without him, the world would have never even heard of Luce Cannon. And that all the lies, slander, and fabricated stories Luce told were only presented to the public because of him.
Hater world.
I would have never done that shit. I would have never. That shit was like 2.5 hours out.
Right.
I only went for him. I didn't go for me.
Did you make academics think that he was going to be interviewing you and Luce together?
Yes, that's the only way he would agree.
You did that on purpose?
I made Luce them get on the plane, and then, I'm like, bro, just go ahead and make it happen. Because the only way because if he'd have told me no on this side, I couldn't send him.
Switcheroo.
But what it is, I'm doing what I got to do to try to build him. And I ain't gonna lie, it was a genuine, sincere part of me that like I'm a help him. It was a genuine, sincere part of me that like I'm a help him.
If they gave Porky $1 for every lie that he's told sitting in front of his master Aryan Adam, he'd be rich again. Now he's sitting in front of Adam, acting like him helping Luce was just a genuine move that he did out of the kindness of his heart.
Real quick. Hey, Big Red 66, bro, you really killing the vibe, bro. You gave them the whole spoiler alert. You right, bro. You 100% right. Well, that's what I believe. I believe what you believe, bro. That Wack was part of the extortion play with Luce. I believe Luce wasn't just sent to Big U, but that Luce was sent to Wack 100. He been working since 2007 at least. His dad was working, bro. His dad, Nutty, was working, paid informing. So he's getting instruction. He was in protective custody, him and his brother, bro. So Big Red 66, it scares me like hell because I don't know Big U have been doing nothing illegal, but I really, truly believe that you're right. Not only was he sent to go get Big U, he was sent to target Wack 100. And that's what Wack 100 is scared about. Let's go.
Porky said that to Adam today, but he said something completely different yesterday on Clubhouse.
Law 15, crush your enemy, totally. Law 37.
Notice that Porky read Law 15 and completely went away from Law 16.
Law 15, crush your enemy, totally. Law 37, he fell for the spectacles in form of a clubhouse stage and a podcast microphone. Did he forget what he said about me back in 2021, 2022?
Right.
Because I sure didn't.
So it's like, Wack, it's like you do all this internet thugging and acting like you just so turned up, putting it on Paru this, Paru that. Nobody's seen you do nothing.
Hashtag bozo. Hashtag trainers over baby daddies. The virtue of patience will always conquer the eagerness of an imbecile.
IBM Woody.
I'll let them rock out with that. How you get mad at me for throwing rocks in my house and you mad because I got 3 layers of glass on my windows, and just because the first layer presumed to be cracked and shattered, you had no idea it was 2 more layers behind that and it was never cracked. But yet I come out and shake your hand and say, hey, we're gonna let bygones be bygones, and for some reason you bring me to your real house and then you wake up one day and the whole house. You mad at me? You tried to crack my windows, my nigga. You never even fixed my windows and repaired them. Oh, I'm lying. I did get a few dollars out of you. You ain't getting that out of me. But some spectacles. Letting you on the clubhouse floor and letting you sit in front of a podcast microphone and letting you cut your own throat and letting you cut your own throat and letting you cut your own throat.
I thought Porky said he genuinely wanted to help Luce. But now we're finding out he's been holding a grudge this whole time. Ever since Lucy dropped that diss track back in 2021. The one that Porky said was a play. The one he said him and Luce tricked the streets with.
I didn't do it. You did it. I just detected your eagerness for attention. And I played on it. Okay. I may have exploited, I may have assisted you in exploiting yourself, but I didn't give you a script. Hey, I just kind of rolled the dice and I hit my number.
Salute, G Wiz.
You can't be mad at me about your plot and you counter plotting yourself through your own actions. You cannot be mad at me for knowing how to get all the colors together on the Rubik's Cube. Some of you youngsters may not know what I'm talking about. Some people in here may know what I'm talking about. Don't get mad at me because I can make all the yellows, reds, greens. Don't get mad at me. Well, Wack, why didn't you tell me you were still upset? Because I'm not an emotional guy. I'm not supposed to tell you that. Well, Wack, why didn't you tell me you were still upset? Because I'm not an emotional guy. I'm not supposed to tell you that.
According to Porky, he's been mad at Luce ever since that diss track dropped. The same diss track Porky admits he told him to make. Sounds like the setup was built in from the start.
I'm with you, Big Red.
That is the fuel. You doing what you saying was the action. Me being upset about what you saying was the fuel. I don't show that. I just simply let it burn in a way that I do something about it.
On some real shit, right? But I think the whole time, and especially after listening to Gigi, right? I think the whole time, because she said, Wack, I used to lay on the side of him when him and the fake manager dude, she said his name, came up with the idea, attack Wack to try to get some attention on you, and you wouldn't pay him no attention.
Hence the diss track that he made. Hence the diss track that he made. Hence the diss track that he made.
Adam22 is asking about the diss record, because Adam remembers Porky telling him that he told Luce to do it. Adam didn't believe the story when Porky said it, but Porky insisted that he told Luce to do it.
Out. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think you're riding out for your homie.
Luce Cannon?
That you guys you guys are doing a little bit of shady business together.
Not shady. Might be, you know, me and Luce Cannon been comrades for quite some time. We fooled the streets.
What about those
Did you hear the Luce Cannon diss song on me?
Yeah, and I feel like you're lying when you say that it was all premeditated and planned out.
It was. He told me that's what he wanted to do. I told him do it. He told me that's what he wanted to do. I told him do it. He told me that's what he wanted to do. I told him do it. And she said it would drive him crazy. She said, so when I looked up and saw him on the side of you, I said, oh my God, he found a way to get to him, right? But what was crazy is he got to me the right way. But
link up with you against a mutual op.
No, that wasn't my thing at all. See, when he called me, I asked him. I said, "You with Big U?" And he said, "Nah, I did, but I don't know more." So I asked him what happened. Cool. Why? Because if you with Big U, like if Big U knows somebody with me, he ain't finna let him in his space like that, right? Because you don't know what that is, right? Nigga might be a suicide bomber, detonate you and him. You never know what that is, right? So when he propositioned me to help him promote his show, I'm promoting his show. I had no idea about some of the shit he was gonna say. And as I'm listening to him, I don't know if he running his play.
What's up, brother?
Right? I don't know if he's running his play. I don't know what he's doing.
Porky is sitting here lying, as always. He wasn't just some bystander. Porky was Lucy's handler. He knew exactly what Lucy was going to say. He even admitted that the information was too hot for him to present. So he brought Lucy to No Jumper to say it himself. But now Porky's acting like he had no idea what Lucy was going to say on that platform.
Now that we know so much more about Luce Cannon, doesn't it seem exceedingly unlikely that Big U actually placed this phone call about Nipsey right before Nipsey died?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you why I believed him at the time. And today, on my way here, Gigi told me some shit that changed that. Okay. Cease and desist come to you, right? Yeah. At the same time, he tells me Urban Flicks gets a cease and desist.
Porky lies so much it's almost routine at this point. He's sitting there lying to Adam again. and Adam's just letting it happen. Porky told Adam that he received a cease and desist from Big U at the same time Lucy did. That's a lie, and both of them know it. The truth is, Lucy was supposed to release his Urban Flicks video on February 14th. But on February 2nd, he suddenly popped up with a fake cease and desist, conveniently stopping him from showing the world the clip of Big U allegedly predicting Nipsey's death. Adam, on the other hand, didn't receive a cease and desist until nearly a month later. This is just Porky doing what he always does, trying to cover up one lie with another.
So I'm like, okay, cease and desist go to Adam to pull him down, talking about it. Then Urban Flicks gets one so they won't put it in the thing, right? So when I tell Gigi this, because Gigi said, well, why did you believe it? And I told her this, right? And she said, no, Wack, Urban Flicks did get a cease and desist, but it was from me, not Big U. Oh. So they got a cease and desist. He just tell me it's from Big U. So my ideology is like, if Adam got one to pull that down and Urban Flicks got one to not to play it, it must exist. It must be there. So I said, well, Gigi, what kind of cease and desist did you serve Urban Flicks? She said all the footage with Black China, all the footage that was shot in our home in Riverside or wherever they live, right? I called the cameraman. The cameraman said Luce Cannon never paid him. So I, in fact, paid the cameraman and brought all the footage. I then serviced Urban Flicks and said, if any of this footage is in this show, I'm going to sue you. I own it. So, yeah, it was a cease and desist there. But the whole time, I'm thinking, Big U served Urban Flicks to cease and desist. See, what you getting one and them getting one. See, what you getting one and them getting one.
Porky keeps trying to push this false narrative that Adam 22 received a cease and desist either before or at the same time as Lucy. But he's lying, plain and simple. The truth is, Lucy pulled out that fake cease and desist on February 2nd, 12 days before he was supposed to drop the Urban Flicks video on February 14th. Adam didn't get his cease and desist until nearly a month later. Porky knows this, but he's trying to rewrite the timeline to cover up yet another one of his lies.
See, what you getting one and them getting one, I'm like, okay, he don't want Luce talking about it, and he don't want them putting it up. But come to find out, the cease and desist that went to Urban Flicks was from Gigi. Had nothing to do with Big U. Had nothing to do with Big U. Had nothing to do with Big U.
So Porky just admitted to everyone that Luce Cannon was lying about the cease and desist he claimed Big U sent him. But here's the real question. If it was Gigi who actually sent the cease and desist, then where did Porky get the one he read out loud on Clubhouse? The one he claimed came from Big U. Think about that as you get ready to hear the audio in just a minute.
So Big U cease and desist that he served you was really in the right lane because he's saying it's a lie. If he's saying it's a lie, then it's defamation. You know what I'm saying? Right. So Big U cease and desist that he served you was really in the right lane because he's saying it's a lie. If he's saying it's a lie, then it's defamation. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Basically, CS2 back and Adam are both agreeing that Luce Cannon lied on Big U and that this footage that he claimed to have implicating him in crimes and all of this defamation of character was wrong. It was a lie. And that no jumper. Hey, Big U, you got to go ahead and get that bag up off Aryan Adam. Adam the Aryan, you know. Y'all got to go ahead and get that. Let's get back to it. Nasty work. Hey, don't leave that money out there. If you don't want it, I'm going to go get it.
Just like that, Porky finally admits that Big U never sent Luce Cannon a cease and desist. Now he's backpedaling, claiming Big U was actually in the right for sending one to Adam and No Jumper, because according to him, Lucy's statements during that interview were slanderous, defamatory lies. Mind you, this is the same interview where Porky was sitting right next to Lucy, co-signing everything he said. Now he's pretending he had no idea what was coming and trying to wash his hands of it.
So Big U cease and desist that he served you was really in the right lane because he's saying it's a lie. If he's saying it's a lie, then it's defamation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So once she told me this shit today, I'm like, oh shit. She said, yeah, Wack. I said, yeah, I thought he said, no, that's what he told y'all because it fit.
This moment right here proves what many of us already knew. Porky has no integrity and absolutely zero credibility. So let's rewind the clock and listen to Porky as he defamed, slandered, and outright lied on Big U, supporting Lucy's lie about a cease and desist. So Porky already admitted that Lucy never received a cease and desist from Big U. It actually came from Gigi, according to him. So where did the fake cease and desist that Porky read on Clubhouse come from? Remember, everything you're going to hear Porky say next was a lie, and he just went in front of Aryan Adam and admitted that. This is COINTELPRO at its finest.
Yo, man, so you know how his bozo been saying, they all been saying Luce Cannon lying, right?
Yo.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
All right.
Oh, we got content.
Straight in track, easy.
Okay, so Luce Cannon is lying. February 2nd, 2024. Tremaine William, a.k.a. Luce Cannon. Right? Dear Mr. Williams, the law firm represents Mr. Eugene Henley. We are contacting you regarding your publication and unintended publication of certain audio and/or audio-visual recordings featuring.
Real quick, I seen some was it Teasy? No, it wasn't Teasy, it was C-Note. C-Note said, how is this still content? Hold on, where is that at? I think we back down here. Hit that right. I can't find it right now. Oh, he said, here we go. How is this still content? How is this still content at this point? Dude continues to throw people under jail cell. It's still content because if I didn't do what me and Yael does, what I'm going to call y'all back, what Belina assist us in doing, what Papa Dirt, what Scandalous Los Angeles does, then Big U wouldn't even have a voice and these truths wouldn't even be coming out to the people. So while you thinking in your mind that just because some real niggas like us wouldn't attack CS2 back, that his name would fade into the internet, it don't work like that, bro. Practical application is like great theory. It sounds like it'd be strategic, but it don't work like that. First and foremost, every click, every like equals percentages of a penny in a YouTuber's pocket. It's a whole lot more YouTubers who don't give a fuck that he's a rat. It's a whole lot of YouTubers that don't give a fuck if he's lying. All they care about is their money. So while you want to take a moral high ground and think that not covering it or addressing the lies is the best route to go as just not responding, well, whenever a lie is told and you allow a lie to stand, and it's said so many times, to a great population of people, that lie becomes the reality, the truth. Kind of like all of the weird ass niggas that say Big U is done. he's gone. Bro, he ain't even went to trial. Now you see that the feds done believe this rat ass nigga who had coerced and intimidated and scared Dale, trying to force him to lie on, I'm quite sure, Whack 100 and his manipulative ass who been targeting Big U, who befriended Molly Mall, who befriended Dale the Longtail Rat, who befriended Luce Cannon. All of these dudes implicating Big U in crimes. I'm quite sure that this whole corroboration of different lie snitching is going to come out too. But right now, the Hobbs Act crimes, the robbery, extortion of Dale, that shit look like it's going to be dismissed before trial. It's just too much evidence contrary to what they saying. They take that to trial, I don't even think it'll be a hung jury. All you need is one juror to fight for you and not believe the bullshit that the prosecution is serving, meaning they haven't met their burden of proof. Because the burden of proof is on the prosecutor to prove their case. I don't even think that they're going to have those charges by the time trial starts. That's how meaningful the content that we've been running, the content 504 Street Stories put together, the content Scandalous is doing, is assisting a brother who's falsely accused on some allegations. We don't know his money business. We don't know everything he got going on. But we do know when it comes to this Hobbs Act shit and a lot of these other crimes, I'm sure, is because he was targeted by his enemies. CS2 back, the federal confidential sort, who befriended and recruited these informants and then weaponized them and sicked them on his enemy. Let's get back to the content.
And Henley, collectively, the footage. You are hereby directed to cease and desist any and all use of the footage in any manner, including without limitation to use of Henley's voice, image, likeness, and reference to his personal or professional business. Collectively, NIL, right? This demand includes posting the footage or the NIL on social media and featuring and foregoing in any film, television, programming, and streaming. Nigga, if it never happened, why the fuck you got your attorney service?
Oh shit, I'm reading it. Hold on, I'm reading it. Oh shit.
No, hold on, bro.
Hold on, Todd.
If it never happened, why would you serve if you never said these things?
A cease and desist.
FaceTime, it never happened. Why do you have your attorney serving Luce Cannon a cease and desist about it? Haley refused to sign a contract to allow you to use the footage. And any program that stands firm in refusal. Listen, look, bro, this nigga.
That's crazy.
He just admitted to work.
Bro, this is real shit. You would never, and I'm going to say this, because I'm going to use myself. You will never see me serve Mika paperwork saying you can't put out the footage.
Hey, Cut Different, what you talking about? February 14th, give me some more what you call it. But hey, Whack is saying, Big U, why would you send a cease and desist if it's fake? Unless it's true. Well, CS2 back, I asked you the exact same thing. Why would you send a cease and desist to World Star Hip Hop if it wasn't true? Why? What are you trying to hide? Let's get back to the content.
You putting fingers in my ass. You know why? Because it never happened.
Never happened. Never didn't exist. Why even
exist? So if you know it don't exist, nigga, Why you serving a nigga?
Right. That's a fact. That's confirmation.
Hey, yo. I know T-Money, you like to talk your
That's
shit.
confirmation.
He put name image and I used to be his brain, bro. That dumb as fuck.
Yeah, that was a bozo.
That's a bozo number 8. That's a bozo number 8. Nigga getting spanked with facts all year. And let me tell you what spooked him. Hold on, bro. I wasn't gonna do this. This just 2 days ago.
Right.
Luce Cannon said that nigga don't.
We got about 3 more minutes of this video, and then we're going to get into some more content. But check this out from Shortstop, right? Shortstop in the Field podcast says, the feds use CS2 and Cannon to commit these allegations they are throwing on Big U. This is a federal setup, and they are using informants and JCATs and plants to push their agenda. A lot of these YouTubers is plants. A lot of these YouTubers is working. Believe me. Let's go.
Don't want to have no conversation with me. Cuz don't want to fuck with me. He won't even get on the phone. Watch this, Wack. Watch this. Who in here got who in here got audio? Eric in here? Who in here? Josh?
We got a couple of them in here. Yep.
Is Josh in here?
That's Eric. That's Eric Wack.
Eric?
Yeah.
Y'all hear that?
Nah.
Okay, hold on. Oh, you said Eric in him.
Yeah, Eric in here.
Eric started at 1 minute. I don't want to dox it. I was giving Cannon his phone number. Started at 1 minute. So I was giving Cannon his phone number. I don't want to dox the phone number. You probably can't handle that. Everybody ain't a whack.
See, no.
Oh, this is the other day. He like, I said, yo, you know the nigga calling around with your ex-wife? He said, man, my motherfucking ex-wife, I ain't fuck with that bitch. And you, he said, hold on, let me call her right now. He said, now, if one of your homeboys was doing what I was doing to you, you gonna holler at him. I said, for sure. He said, watch this. I picked up. Who was this? And he started telling him, hey, look, check this out. Nigga Luce Cannon. I just hung the phone up quick.
That's crazy.
All right, you ready? Yeah, let's go.
Big U.
Real
Luce Cannon. Like all those games that you playing, bro, with lying ass GG and stuff. Oh, bitch ass, hang up the phone. Hang up the phone. Right? I'm telling you, cuz no.
Yo.
Do you see now how the disinformation campaign really works? Porky's Clubhouse clergy aren't just a bunch of loud, low-budget cheerleaders. They're tools. Carefully placed pieces in a bigger strategy to echo his lies, amplify his slander, and reinforce the false narratives he wants you to believe. This isn't random.
Hey, Shortstop in the Field podcast said, Gigi is protecting CS2. She named all the victims she said she was doing it for, even Shaq. And she not one time said Big U, never said Big U name. Shit, I'm being used as a weapon to take down a disobedient rat. Yeah. When a person run and tell me stop fucking with another person before I hear the other side, they hot, and that's what Wack did. Let's get back to the what you call it. Yeah.
It's coordinated.
It's looking bad for
and it's calculated.
I heard through the grapevine that there might be a case that you are working on exposing that involves Luce Cannon.
Oh, yeah.
Can you give me a preliminary briefing on what this is about?
Nah, the thing is, man, it's like some defamation stuff.
you know, I want to speak on it so everything is actually done with. You know, I got some very, very nice paid attorneys handling everything for me. So, you know, but real soon, probably next week, we'll hear something. I just don't want to speak on it yet.
Okay.
That's why.
Got it.
Why I didn't say nothing, because it's his content.
Wax said that he don't want to talk about it either. Okay, well, because I went to your channel, I was looking for the YouTube video about it. I didn't see anything, but a few people know about it.
What video? What video?
No, I went to your channel looking for a video about it because somebody told me that you were working on something, and I didn't see anything. So I assume it's still in the works.
Well, see, what I do is I give out little signals at the end of my video. So you can't just look at the title or watch the beginning.
Oh, okay.
So people who told you about it, they're either watching my live or watching some of my long videos.
Got it. Okay. Well, that sounds exciting.
Yeah, let's get it, man.
I mean, you took Big U down, and I guess Luce Cannon's next, huh? You're gonna get
nigga crazy.
Everybody getting 600 years.
Why y'all saying like?
Well,
this thing. As far as me taking Big U down, me and Wack took his name down.
Shout out Scandalous Los Angeles TV. Make sure I'll go over there and run it, right? So, the Meek Mills and what you call it shit cited in an indictment. That shit is already going to be dismissed also. See, that big old 47 count indictment is fluff. They threw everything they could and even cited the murder, even though they didn't charge him for the murder, as an overt act so that he wouldn't be able to get a bail. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Bro, just get back to the script. You talking too slow. Hey, Arnell Nash, chill, bro. I got this. I've been doing it. Unless you want to come up here and do it for me. You know what I'm saying? Since you acting like you driving something, nigga. Big back. Interest of justice is somebody telling. Now that's a fact. Arnell, get your clown, come drinking ass on. This is not the 100. Man, anyone not rocking with Damu Kiwe Convos, get the fuck up out of here. Go over there to the informant exposers, body boy academics, or fake hard rat sympathizers, young and hefe. Get up out of here. Hey, listen, I don't know why you did that. I was trying to be nice. They not going to be that nice. Vito Corleone, ain't that many not guilties. Oh, yeah, he's seen that. It's a mafia guy from Boston who takes all of his federal cases to trial, and he always wins. Never lost at trial. We all saw how you put the batteries in them and set them free on no jumper. Yeah, he knew he did that so that he could target his enemy. Big U. That's what he do. Weaponize these rats. Befriend them. Give them a platform to weaponize these rats. Arnell Rash, you don't run shit over here, sit back and listen or kick rocks. I tried to tell you, Arnell, man. I was being nice, man. It's us versus them, real versus fake. We got to take this shit back for the people. That's why Active Chucks deserve props for showing the other side. Innocent until proven guilty, man. That's all the man asking for is this due process. These niggas is worse than these motherfucking devils, man. You know what I'm saying? Operation, I didn't know he was like that. Winnie One is escorted by the police to no jumper because he would have been got it. Well, I think that's a substation. Nah, he got the world record for dismissal. White lies to the street 24/7, but get around police, and now he Jesus Christ. Nothing but the truth. Hey, nothing but the truth. Wack is terrified. He does not want to go to prison. He working double overtime. Man, that dude looked like he is stressed the fuck out. He definitely shaking like a snitch at a gangster party. But look, we got another video I want to show y'all, and then we're gonna get up out of here. Let's go to the poll. The poll: felony cases dismissing the interest of justice means you a rat. 89% say that you are a rat. 11 don't believe that means that they're a rat. So we're going to end that poll. I'm going to make another quick poll real quick. That was 331 votes. Thank y'all for being interactive on the poll. Hit that like button if you haven't, and subscribe if you already haven't to the Damu Kiwe Conversations, the voice of the culture. The new question is Luce Coochie ratting? Let's put lie snitching, because he was doing a bunch of lie snitching on who is Luce Coochie lie snitching on. So you got one. No, we don't want that one. Add an option. Big U, WAC 100. Let's go. Y'all let me know who Luce Coochie is live snitching on. Let's get into this content. Luce Coochie paperwork party. He lied on what you call it. Just like he got it in the interest of justice. Shout out my boy, Street Certified News. You know we gonna show love the same way you do, bro. It is what it is, man. Let's go. Somebody else got it.
Rocking Street Certified News. You got behind the scenes, man. We're gonna tie this bitch up. What up, this is Blake Mom J. We rocking the Street Certified News.
And Street Certified News, man. Shout out Big Bo. Shout out Walker.
Yo. It's your boy Michelle Guapo, man. Street Certified News. We back with another one. Man, first off, man, if you guys could stop, man, smack that like button on this video, man. It always helps. You know what I'm saying? When you guys drop that like button, you guys always support our videos. We greatly appreciate it. This week, man, you know what I'm saying? With all this Rolling 60 stuff going on and Big U, and there's been a lot of people that have like kind of come out just more than us and have really had negative words for WAC 100 regarding his information and how he shares information and how it could potentially be helping law enforcement. WAC 100 continues to claim that, you know, he's a street guy and he abides by street codes and street rules, but he always seems to find himself in embroiled in situations where he's giving a little bit too much information to law enforcement, or he's being treated a little bit too lenient by law enforcement. Although we're not really gonna get into the Big U shit, we might get into it a little bit later. We wanted to get into a 2006 gun case where WAC 100 and his brother, both convicted felons, were caught with seemingly an artillery of firearms. You know, shout out to Active Chuck's Deuce M's. We spoke to him later in the video. He gave us some insight. This was all information that he collected directly from the county office down there in Texas. So he'll talk to us about that later. In part one of the video, we spoke with gangster documentarian Al Prophet. In part two, we're really going to break down this 2006 gun case and how it coincidentally lines up with an older story that we told you guys about WAC 100 getting caught on wiretap with the Stutterbox, Liddell Rawls, Mark Stevens case in the Main Street Mafia Crips. So, hey, man, look, with no further ado, it's all going to come together, man. Trust me, it's crazy. So, hey, with no further ado, man, it's your boy Michelle Guapo, man, Street Certified News. April 16th, 2005.
That's a fact.
Safety trooper Darren Chase was on a routine patrol on Interstate 40 in Wheeler County, Texas, when he would pull over a 2005 Cadillac for driving 77 in a 70-mile-per-hour speed zone. The driver, later identified as Cash McElroy Jones, stated that he was a truck driver and always ran about 5 miles over the limit. He also stated that he was en route to Tulsa, Oklahoma for a funeral. At some point during the traffic stop, the trooper would ask Cash Jones for permission to search his vehicle. After denying the request, K-9 units were called to the scene. During the search, troopers located a black rifle, black shotgun, a loaded black pistol, along with several clips and large amounts of ammunition for each gun. Following the recovery of the firearms from the vehicle, both Cash Jones and his passenger, who would later go on to be identified as his brother, would be arrested, with both men being charged with unlawful possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Soon after this arrest, he will be briefly placed on a Fed hold before posting a $10,000 bond. Once out of jail, Wack 100 would travel back to Los Angeles, where he would continue working with Death Row Records and Suge Knight. Only 2 years later, in January 2008, police would name Knight as one of the members of the mob Pyru Street Gang in a crackdown by authorities in the city of Compton. Despite his music industry connections and now managing Ray J and rapper The Game, Wack 100's name would be left out of the crackdown. In that same year, Cash Jones, aka Wack 100, would be caught on wiretap, informing business partner Mark Stevens that the Main Street Mafia Crip leader Liddell Rawls was under investigation for the kidnapping and beating of Robert Ross, aka Stutterbox. Liddell Rawls, who prosecutors said was the leader of the Main Street Mafia Crips gang, would be accused in a criminal complaint filed in February 2011 of directing members to kidnap, beat, and rob the victim, Robert Ross. CS2 Back will play a pivotal role in that case, both helping authorities connect the dots to Dale Dog via the wiretap phone calls and eventually helping Main Street beat their case.
Let's play Stutterbox talking to Wack.
This is what I'm trying to figure out, though, Box. Help me understand this, because me and you both know that whole case was your thing. What is Mark saying I had to do with the case, bro?
Wack, listen, in the paperwork, it said you tried to call Dog, remember?
I tried to
and he
call
wouldn't take
Dog.
your call. And I sent it to you. And he said
I talked to Dog.
But he said he didn't talk to you. He wouldn't take your call. But they said he wouldn't talk. Yeah, and Dog said he was cool. He didn't want to talk to you in the paperwork. That's what you said was going off of what
that whole Main Street shit, that was your play. I had nothing to do with it. I was a victim.
Only 1 month after the indictment of the Main Street Mafia Crips, on March 9th, 2011, Cash Jones, aka Wack 100, would appear in Texas State Court to have his charges finally dismissed from that 2006 unlawful possession of a firearm case, where he was caught with multiple firearms and ammunition. The stated reason for the dismissal was not lack of evidence or a violation of Wack 100's rights, as he claims, but based on the paperwork, Wack 100's gun case was dismissed in the interest of justice. So investigating this story, we tapped in with our brother Deuce M's from After Chuck's, a very popular California-based media company. They really tapped into the streets, and you know, Deuce M's, man, this is somebody who, when it comes to Wack 100, and he's done extensive research on this guy, he really breaks down, you know, how Wack 100, you know, and why he concocted this whole improper search and seizure thing.
So this is my question. So Wack has addressed this before, right? Because we know the story real. We got the paperwork. He can't dispute it. It's a real case. He really got caught with hella guns as a felon in Texas. With other people. And his brother was a felon, right? So it was two felons that got caught. Right.
Right.
So has he ever explained how these charges got dropped? Because you sent me the paperwork and I see what it say, and it says in the interest of justice.
I sent you the video where he claims that it was dismissed for illegal search and seizure, right? Now, within that same paperwork that you got, I got that paperwork from the clerk of Wheeler County, Texas, the deputy clerk, old Debbie McLaughlin, right? And you probably can see that on the email, right?
Right.
To verify where I got it from. And there was a motion to suppress the evidence, which essentially argued fruits of a poisonous tree based upon the argument that this was an illegal search and seizure.
Right, I saw that. And the judge denied that.
Right. Now, Wack, I'm going to send you the thing where Wack is saying That's how his case got dismissed.
I get pulled over and the search happened in Texas, right? So immediately, that's why they had the Fed hold. They like, well, yeah, you know, he crossed the state lines, but you can't prove none of that. How you know I didn't pick it up in Texas? If she found something. Wheeler County, there you go, Cass Jones, Wheeler County. Them motherfuckers. Hey, bro, shout out to Texas for having audio and video on the front of their squad cars. Because if I'd have been in Cali Beach, I'd have been fucked. I'd have had to take it. Yeah, because they have to write the report based on the audio, the video and the audio. Yeah. Like if I'd have been to California, it'd have been my word against theirs, but the ex-con word against theirs on how they got it. Them niggas could have said they saw something with the back seat. They could have said all kind of shit. But because they had audio and video, that's what saved it.
Right. So basically, Wack is lying about why this case got dismissed, and we know that because we contacted the clerk in Texas. They sent the paperwork, and it clearly states that his motion to suppress was denied because the judge found that none of his rights got violated. They did the right kind of search, and this is what they found. So then when they had the right probable cause. So he didn't get that evidence suppressed. So then when I see the motion to dismiss and the judge grants it, and I see it's a list of all of these things that it could be.
Right.
And it's a lot of
checked.
You said what?
One of the boxes is checked.
Right, only one of the boxes is checked. But the things that it could be were surprising because it was like lack of evidence. Nope, that's not the problem. Illegal search and seizure. Nope, that's not the problem. Like I think it said something like the person that died, or it was like a few different reasons why they would drop the case, and none of those things were X'd off except for this thing that they call in the interest of justice. What's your take on what does that mean when a person get a case dismissed? Like, what is in the interest of justice? What does that usually mean?
That was the first time I ever heard it, right? So in the interest of justice essentially means that the prosecution filed that motion to dismiss the case. So WAC 100's attorneys and WAC 100 had to convince the prosecution that it would be in the interest of justice that two ex-felons crossing federal state lines, making it traveling interstate commerce, making it a federal case, that sending out that message is that it's cool. It's in the interest of justice that we don't prosecute this dude, which is a far-fetched reach, right?
Especially in Texas, it's people that got 5 years for just weed in Texas.
Don't mess with Texas.
You know what I'm saying? So this is my other question. So like you said, he's trafficking goods across state lines. Him and his brother are already convicted felons. Somehow, some way, they get their charges dropped. Why did this thing never go federal?
Right? The feds have put a Fed hold on him off of the top. He admitted to the police in a statement to the trooper, Darren Chase, that they had came from California and he was going to pick up his mother for because she can't travel. But the dude once WAC 100 says that he got a bail, his brother didn't get bail, they let him out first. He only had $180, but he had a black card. He says that a white man picked him up, him and his brother, but if the bail bond was closed until a couple days later, how did you? And then he said the airport was 50 miles away. He was transferred to Beaumont, the federal facility or some kind of holding facility in Beaumont. He was in jail for not just a night or overnight to the next day. He says 6-7 days later, he was still in jail on a hold, and that the feds came all the way to where he was at to tell him, hey, look, we don't want to pick up the case. Like, why would the feds come talk to you in person?
Right, they just wouldn't pick it up.
Or they would fax over information to the jail or to the district attorney in that city. Now y'all can pick it up. We can't do it. Why did they have to come speak to you face to face and then you get a bail? You know what I'm saying?
And then they
So
don't pick it up. So this was the interesting thing I'm gonna put in there, and it's gonna come with the story. Like I said, we working on the story. Within 1 month, so in my research, and this
that's a good question. Compton Rick Rock had the nerve to do a video about the same dispensary he worked at, and 600 and CS2 accused him of and named the thumbnail after Big U trying to hide himself out of it. So why the feds never got him? Right.
It's a little spoiler, man. So you know what I'm saying? Within the research, that Main Street Mafia case where WAC 100, we know by now, was caught on the wiretap. The indictment for that case was February 2011. That's when those guys got indicted. Now they end up the case getting dropped in June, but they got indicted in February 2011. WAC 100 got
was going on before that.
Huh?
But the case, see,
yeah, the case started in 08. So yeah, I know the case started in 08, and they was investigating it that whole time. WAC was caught on wiretap in 08, but they actually didn't file the charges to 2011.
Because went to jail.
Coincidentally, a month later, WAC 100 gets his Texas gun case dropped almost a month to the day in March of 2011. And
you did your calculation.
You can check the dates. I was gonna say you can check the dates. They indicted Bell Dog and Main Street Mafia Crips in February 2011 after a 3-year investigation or 4-year investigation. And a month later, WAC 100 got his gun case dropped in Texas.
It's your boy, Emerxo Guapo. Street Certified News, man. The most reputable source for...
We live. Hold up, bro.
Urban Media. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all for staying tuned to this 2-part series. Shout out Al Prophet, man. Shout out Deuce M. And like I said, man, really the moral of the story is a lot of these guys be lying about who they is, they life or whatever. And they perpetuating images that are not positive for the kids. And it's even more hypocritical because they perpetuate images that they not living even in the first place. So, hey, like I said, man, Street Certified News, the most reputable source for urban media. We appreciate you, man. Please hit that like, comment, subscribe, man. We love you. We out.
All right, we finished that one. And we got a comment, and then I'm gonna let Beezy respond. He I think he had a question. Hold on 1 second, Beezy. Shout out Street Certified News. Go subscribe. Y'all can check that out, part 1 and part 2. We collaborated with them on that. And if y'all can't see, hold on, let me show y'all the numbers. Oh, we do numbers. That was a month ago. 108,000 views. Viral, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Real journalistic work. This is what we do. So while y'all think that'd be some hate campaign, nah, the truth can never be considered disrespect. CS2 back taught y'all that and y'all believed it. When we do it, it's an issue. But Shortstop in the Field podcast say, notice all the YouTubers tied to CS2 has something to do with this case or is telling on this case or is a Fed, period. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of plants and people working with CS2 back. Deuce, answer my question up top if you can. 205 KK. Oh, is it true WAC says 600 was the source of the funds in the Money Mike case? I don't know. I didn't catch that. Damn, that one might have went over my head. Hey, Beezy, what was you going to ask, bro? Go ahead.
Yeah, my fault, bro. Appreciate it. I was just saying, I'm sitting here listening, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm a non-biased nigga, bro. Whether I fuck with a nigga or not. Right, wrong, or indifferent. So I'm hearing old boy saying, but he's saying what the nigga allegedly did, this and the third. My only thing is, the paperwork y'all got, is it on a public platform, which means you can go to that county, that state,
all that paper and pull it up.
What do you mean? Is it on a public thing? You just could call Debbie McLaughlin at the Wheeler County court like I did. It's yeah. Yeah. It's public record, everything except the transcript from when he got sentenced. It has the result of the sentencing, but basically everything that was talked about at his sentencing, there's no record of it except the finding that the judge dismissed the case in the interest of justice. Mind you, we just showed the evidence where WAC 100 was lying, saying that the case was dismissed for illegal search and seizure. But we also provide the paperwork where the motion to suppress the evidence based upon illegal search and seizure was denied by the courts. A couple months later, the case was dismissed in the interest of justice when he had no leverage. But yeah, all you got to do is call Wheeler. You got an email, Busy? Yeah. DM me on my IG, your email. I'm going to send you the stuff. You're going to get the lady email address, all of the paperwork, and you can contact her. Her name is Debbie. Everybody loves Debbie Does Dallas. You know what I'm saying? But she's the chief clerk of the Wheeler County in Wheeler County, Texas, and she'll be able to send you the exact same thing, bro.
Bro, I'm just listening because with all this shit, one thing I know about it, bro, everything done in the dark comes to the light.
Oh, that's a fact.
So I'm just sitting back listening, but the man who was talking earlier, I heard him saying that the work was this, then I heard him saying, I think. Nah, we talking about paperwork. I don't want to hear no I think about it. But I'm just listening, bro. Just that's why I asked that one question, bro. I'm paying attention. That's why I don't ever talk when I come in here, because I'm paying attention.
Right. All right, well, salute.
I appreciate it. I'm paying attention, bro. I appreciate you, bro.
All right, let's go to this one real quick. We're going to get into this. Hey, everybody at Young and Hefe who don't care about nothing but what the checks say. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into this real quick. Make sure y'all can see this. And here we go.
2008, a man by the name of Robert Ross went into a convenience store in West Hollywood. He was then kidnapped at gunpoint and was forced to drive to a home in South Central Los Angeles, in the territory of the Main Street Mafia Crips. There, he was beaten, robbed, and demanded to return Shaquille O'Neal's sex tape. Stay tuned. Let's turn back the clock. The year is 1992, and Shaquille O'Neal roared his way from LSU all the way to the NBA, where he became synonymous with both power and finesse. Quickly, he became one of the league's most dominant players, and one of the US's most popular celebrities. As a literal larger-than-life figure, Shaq also dominated off the court, starring in movies, Pepsi commercials, gracing video game and magazine covers, making wrestling appearances, and topping the charts with one of his most dear passions, rapping, spitting on the mic. Along names such as the notorious B.I.G., Nas, and Jay-Z, the big Aristotle showed us chops on the mic, even featuring on a Michael Jackson single. Yeah, seriously. Of course, Shaq doesn't get a King of Pop or Jay-Z feature by just dunking a basketball. He was actually an adept rapper for his time period, and although he already had millions of dollars, worldwide fame, and basically anything that he wanted more. He called himself a Renaissance man. And hey, he was Shaquille O'Neal, man. Whatever he wanted, he got. No diddy. So it's a year later now. Fresh off a Rookie of the Year campaign, Shaq founded his own record label called Twism Records, with Twism standing for The World Is Mine. Fitting. While being one of the league's best players from out the gate.
Is it true that you're the only rookie that was ever named Player of the Week in the first week?
Yes, sir, it is. I had a pretty good week.
He was also recording with some of the hottest artists in the 90s, the first of which being a rap group called Fushnikins, one of Shaq's childhood idols. The record was a song they'd already recorded, called What's Up, Doc? Can We Rock? They added Shaq last minute as a feature, and the song blew up. Coming out in the summer of 1993, it was a top 40 Billboard hit. To compare, Tweak About Jello Ball is a top 30 Billboard hit, and look where it got him. So yeah, Shaq was hot stuff. It was actually fire, for the time at least.
What's up, Doc? I'm the hooper, hyper, protective viper. When I'm out the hooping, yo, you better decipher.
That single showed that Shaq could hold his own in the booth, and many more records followed. What's Up Doc became the lead single of Shaq's first project, called Shaq Diesel, which went platinum, selling over 1 million copies. Buoyed by this massive success, Jive Records, the label that put Fu-Schnickens and Shaq together in the first place, offered him a 3-album, $10 million deal.
Agent called and he said, bro, you're not gonna believe this. And I said, what? He said, they offer you a $10 million 3-album deal. And I was like, I gotta take it.
The next album he dropped was called Shaq Food, The Return, where the first song was No Hook, featuring RZA and Method Man.
The Shaq attack has risen. Roll call 3 p.m. This is Twism. Always and forever.
The album went gold, selling about 500,000 copies. After this, Shaq left Jive Records and partnered with Interscope, where in 1996 he dropped the best album from any athlete ever, You Can't Stop the Rain, featuring the Notorious B.I.G., Jay-Z, Nas, and Rakim. For my younger audience, that's like Jello dropping a project with Drake, NBA Youngboy, Lil Uzi, and damn, Cardi. Shaq was stamped in the music game. Just a few months prior, Shaq made the bombshell announcement that he'd be signing a 7-year, $121 million deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. From there, he became the legend that we all know. On the music side, he commemorated his move with the track Straight Playing, symbolizing the arrival of Shaq Diesel on the West Coast. Now, comparatively speaking, You Can't Stop the Rain didn't do that well, selling 200,000 copies. Shaq did one more album partnering with A&M Records in 1998, which featured Kobe Bryant in a song called 3 Times Dope. However, Kobe wasn't credited because of label issues or something like that. But it's out there. I'll play a snippet right now.
I reach destinations with split-second acceleration. In the capsule of time to witness your bone evaporation.
When Phil Jackson came into the picture, Shaq let rapping take a back seat. And during the three-peat run in LA, he didn't release anything, recording one album called Shaquille O'Neal Presents Super Friends Volume 1, which never released. He dropped one last track called Drop Another Day Number 34, which started a beef with a rapper called Mad Skills. And after that, he never dropped a full rap project again. The year is now 2004, and the Los Angeles Lakers are losing their groove. They lost their first NBA Finals in the Kobe and Shaq era, and while their status was nothing but solidified, Shaq's time in LA was almost up. Around this time, Shaq created a new label with his cousin Money Mark Stevens, a shrewd businessman who he regularly consulted with while he had Twism Records, which went under in 2001. This time, Shaq was looking to be the executive rather than the talent, and was looking for artists to partner with for his label. Now, enter Robert Ross, aka Stutterbox, due to his penchant for stuttering when he gets nervous or excited. He met Shaquille O'Neal at a party in LA in around 2003, and they became good friends. Stutterbox happened to know a lot of people around the music scene in LA. Shaq's new label, looking for new artists, commissioned Stutterbox to go and find new people for him, and he followed through. Plus interest, it seems. Enough to where Shaq shouted him out in a 2006 remix of his song with a Notorious B.I.G. That's not all he shouted out, though. In fact, he had a lot of guys in a set to rap.
Man, Money Marcus Bullet, cousin Kenny is my gat, man. Dog and Box got my back, man. K Slade, Corey Guns, Main Street, Lil Shaq, man.
So, who are these guys? And what's Main Street? Well, see, Robert Ross was affiliated with the Main Street Mafia Crips of South Central LA. This is where stuff gets sticky. While I've lived in South Central LA before, I have not had a singular gang interaction. Like, the closest I got, I went to a basketball court alone on the weekend, broad daylight. It's the middle of the day on a weekend, and there's no kids, no one around. I'm wondering what's going on. I see some gang tags, I put it together, and I get up out of there. I turn on the jets. I am not about that life. So I brought in someone who is. Lamonte Deuce M. Sims is an OG coming from the Fruittown Brims, a set of the Bloods in West South Central. He's worked with guys like YG and Ty Dolla $ign before, and featured on the viral Brim anthem, Hit Your Brimmin'. He's also the owner of the media outlet Active Chucks, where he's interviewed major LA players like Suge Knight, as well as our main men Robert Ross and Money Mark Stevens.
Stutterbox is the nexus to this whole investigation.
In late 2007, Ross formed a relationship with his neighbor Ray J, and was able to bring him on to Shaq and Mark Stevens' label, with the help of Death Row affiliate Cash Jones, aka Wack 100. That'll be important later. During the initial negotiations, Robert Ross and Mark Stevens agreed that Ross would make a percentage of royalties based off of whatever music that Ray J and the label put out together. But when they met in New York a few weeks later to finalize the deal, Mark Stevens balked. He gave Ross a $20,000 finder's fee and refused to pay him any royalties.
Now, mind you, Robert Ross is a real fancy, flashy dude. He's driving around Los Angeles at this point in Rolls Royces and Phantoms. He's really heavily and wealthy man. I think he had did a fraud, allegedly, and acquired about $7-8 million in a fraud scam that he had going on. So he's a street millionaire.
So naturally, Stutterbox wasn't going for it. And neither was Ray J, actually. He refused to sign the deal until Stutterbox got his pay. But the facilitator in New York, Koch Records, were going to nix.
Now, you see, I guarantee you, nobody, and this is the actual paperwork. This is the discovery written by Detective Paul Fournier and Michael Coet. Detective Michael Coet, the one that went on bond first and said the only one arrested on this case was Cash Jones. In this paperwork, they interviewed Ray J. Is Ray J from Main Street Crip? So when you hear Wack 100 trying to separate himself from this investigation as if only Main Street Crips were involved in this investigation, no, only Main Street Crips were involved in the investigation of the actual kidnap. Whether or not that kidnap was orchestrated and sent down the pipeline was the interviews with Shaquille O'Neal, Mark Stevens, Ray J. Don't you hear this? Ray J, DJ K-Slate, everybody involved with Deja 34 record label, where a deal for Ray J getting signed with Deja 34 and Koch Records went bad. They cut Stutterbox out, and it was for that reason Stutterbox allegedly was kidnapped, robbed, and assaulted. Taken from the Pink Dot. So a lot of those dudes who might have participated in the activities once they got the call doesn't mean that this conversation is above their pay grade. You understand what I'm saying? $1 million music deal. You called in, you're the muscle. You're here to do, not to think. You get told what to do, not to think. So I can understand why somebody who got locked up for it didn't necessarily know all the intricacies at the higher levels of how this is allegedly transpired. But if we got Ray J interview, we got Shaq interview, he not from Main Street Crip. We got Mark Stevens interview with the sheriffs, he not from Main Street Crip. Well, Cash Jones, you were security for Ray J at that time. Where's your interview at? And why can't we get your interview? Nasty work.
The deal if he didn't sign soon. So Stutterbox tells Ray J sign the deal, and
I get my money out of these guys, how I get my money out of them.
The project ended up being a commercial success, topping the charts of Billboard Hip Hop and R&B. The main single was Sexy Can I, which actually had Shaq in the background of the music video.
Is it true that Shaq invested in your music career?
Yeah. He gave us, I think, 1.5 million for Sexy Can I. Wow. Money Mark, Wack 100, we had another partner, and then Shaq. And we recouped the number back for Shaq in, I don't know, 5 months, 6 months. And everything else has been profitable since.
All the while, Stutterbox was still trying to get his money back. After weeks of constantly requesting money from Mark and Shaq, there was no budging from either guy. So
Robert Ross and Cash Jones come up with a conspiracy to blackmail and extort Shaquille O'Neal and Mark Stevens for the money that Robert Ross felt he was owed for putting together the Ray J deal.
Now hold on, I know that sounds crazy, but hear it out. So Shaq and Stutterbox are good friends at this point, right? Stutterbox even introduced him to other members of the Main Street Crips, including the leader Liddell Rawls, aka Del Dog, remember that, and Kevin Haran, who went by the name of Lil Shaq. Sound familiar?
Dog and Box got my back, man. Main Street, Lil Shaq, man.
So not only does Shaq rep the Main Street.
Oh yeah, remember Wack said that I made up that paperwork. Well, how do I know Lil Shaq name? How do I know his real name or his street name if I've never met him? I'm a mind reader, bro. Let's go.
But the other people that he mentioned are literally his family. Mark, and Kenny
Cousin Kenny is my cat, man.
are his blood relatives, first cousins. And Corey Guns is his godson. But who gets the screen time? Not Kenny or Corey, but Stutterbox.
But him and Shaq was tight, and Shaquille O'Neal, prior to the deal, hung out with him, partied with him, even went to his house where Robert Ross leaves. Shaquille O'Neal had invited his female friend there, had sex with her there, and it was security cam footage when Robert Ross came home where he sees, oh man, he boom boom brought on my couch, you know what I'm saying? Shoved his hands all in her ass and all of this stuff.
So yeah, Stutterbox, Robert Ross, came home to a security cam footage and saw Shaq. Yeah. So anyway, that's leverage. This happened around July 2007, before Shaquille divorced his wife, Shawnee. That's infidelity from a global superstar in the 2000s. TMZ would literally be slobbering. TMZ was going to slobber all over that. So through Cass Jones, WAC 100, Ross claimed to have recorded and saved the footage and insinuated that he could sell it to TMZ and make a lot of money. Additionally, get this.
Now, Robert Ross, another story plot twist, seeing that Shaquille O'Neal and Shawnee O'Neal were having a rocky relationship. As the story goes, he allegedly played into be a counselor and it is rumored began to have sex with Shawnee O'Neal. I don't know if that's true or not. Like I said, Robert Ross lies about a lot, but it's been consistent. Even a lot of the police officers in their reports were citing that this allegation might have possibly been true. Shaquille O'Neal hired a private investigator to follow his ex-wife. She follows his ex-wife and brings back footage of Robert Ross and Shawnee O'Neal having brunch together. How did I make up all of this fake paperwork with these facts that's been covered in the news? Kind of crazy, right? With names and everything. Yeah, I don't think it's fake. Whether out in, they met halfway and met in Texas or somewhere down south back east.
During this time, apparently Robert Ross told Shawnee O'Neal about the sex tape and even offered to sell it to her. She also said she didn't believe there was a sex tape because he was a liar and he never slept with her. So anyways, regardless of all of what happened previously, I think we can all agree here that Robert Ross is moving hella shiesty. I mean, he did say he was going to get it back his way. I mean, he's a street millionaire. What do you expect? But here's where he messed up. He messed with Shaq Diesel. Hey, no glaze. One thing Shaq didn't play about back then was leaks. During Kobe Bryant's deposition in his 2004 Colorado case, he name-dropped Shaq to the people who were interviewing him, claiming that Shaq would not pay his woman to say anything and that he's already paid up to $1 million for stuff like this. Now, listen, I'm not going to choose a side for you guys, but the alleged victim, 3 days before she charged Kobe, bragged about being with him to 5 people. She'd apparently tried to get with Eminem, and her friend described her as having a celebrity addiction. At least from Kobe's point of view, this was just infidelity. And when Shaq did it, he married Shawnee in 2002, he made sure to cover his tracks. Now here goes one of his business partners, who, by the way, had a track of criminal activity, and Shaq was claiming to want to reform him, but he'd also been dropping Shaq's name to police officers. So this is the guy who's trying to throw all of that now down the drain. Shaq wasn't going. Enter Del Dog, the leader of the Main Street Mafia Crips, and one of the most famous men of South Central LA.
You had to hear about Del Dog. He was like God.
Christened the Street Apostle, Del Dog was the founder of 4 Life Records and the 4 Life Mafia Car Club, the latter of which became the predecessor for an entire car subculture in Japan. He was also tight with Steve Harvey and Ice Cube, both of whom starred in a documentary funded by Shaquille O'Neal. Seen as nearly a biblical figure in his hood, he organized toy and food drives every Thanksgiving, Christmas, and summer, with Shaq even pulling up sometimes. Additionally, he was a devout follower of Christ in his later years, of which he did his best to spread the good word around his hood. Like one of his members said,
"We was cripping for the street, now we cripping for Christ."
But like every person in power, there are 2 sides to the coin.
He's like a legend in Los Angeles. Some people even call him the king of Los Angeles. If you listen to most people, he was like a ghetto Robin Hood, right? Necessary evils.
Necessary evils.
Lord,
I cannot kill all these niggas hating on me, man. That's what I said to God. I said, I cannot kill all these niggas that's hating, man.
2 weeks later, Robert Ross, Stutterbox, was at the Pink Dot in West Hollywood when he encountered some of his old partners from the Main Street Crips. They blocked his car from leaving and told him that Dog wanted to see him. They forced him at gunpoint to drive his Rolls Royce back to South Central LA, where they dropped him off in front of a member's house, where Liddell Rawls, Del Dog, was waiting. Per Ross's account, Dog and some other guys started jumping him, pistol whipping and all of this stuff for about an hour. They then took him to a studio in the back of the house, where they beat him some more, took his diamond necklace, his diamond earrings, Rolex watch, and $15,000 in cash. While saying, Mark and Shaq know who the real boss is now. Del Dog then demanded the tape and $100,000, to which Stutterbox replied, his mom and sister needed to see him soon or else they would get suspicious. But he'd be able to get $60K and the tape in just a few hours. Del Dog then handed him his keys for his house and his car, and let him out. Now, this is where our story gets even juicier. Robert Ross, up to this point, had been working with the police.
He was working with Detective Darren Dupree and Greg Caden, which was a joint task force. They were both LAPD officers, primarily focused on the Tupac and Biggie murder investigation.
Whoa, hold on, huh? Wait, why? Why? Well,
Robert Ross Stutterbox was also a suspect in the unaliving of Biggie Smalls, the notorious B.I.G., Christopher Wallace. Well, they had informants saying that the police did it, and the hitman name was Amir Muhammad. Well, Stutterbox went by the alias. Robert Ross went by the alias.
And to top it all off,
the Main Street Crips are already under federal investigation. I'm talking about home invasions, drug dealings. The FBI, ATF, DEA already has federal wiretaps going on.
Which is why this crime was able to be so fleshed out in the first place. They'd already had wiretaps placed on the Main Street Crips. Man. Listen, we talking about Biggie and Tupac on an NBA channel. Bro, like and subscribe, man. Who's really doing this? Back to box.
He leaves, jumps in his Rolls Royce. He calls his handler, Darren Dupree, and Darren Dupree tells him to walk and report the kidnapping and robbery at the local police station, which he did.
Now, Robert Ross's informant situation and motives are still murky, but what is known is that instead of going home and receiving the tape and the $60,000, he went to the LAPD 77th Division station, beaten and bloodied, and told the officers about what had just happened, and implicated Liddell Rawls, Shaquille O'Neal, and Mark Stevens. Now, was there any evidence other than hearsay to prove that Shaq and Mark Stevens put a hit out on Robert Ross? No, not really. But remember the wiretaps. The LAPD found that around the time that Robert Ross was kidnapped, a flurry of calls was exchanged between Mark Stevens and Liddell Rawls. Now, I just finished up The Wire season 1, and bro, when I read that, I said, bro, literally bar for bar, man, I was shocked. So, there's strong evidence that Money Mark called Del Dog to handle Stutterbox, something Greg Kading, the officer that worked with Stutterbox and the handler of the Tupac and Biggie cases, also corroborated.
Shaq's like, man, this clown's trying to extort money from me, blah, blah, blah. He tells Mark. Well, Mark reaches out to Del Dog and says, you gotta swear your guy away. Can you deal with Stutterbox? Tell him to knock this shit off. So Del Dog and the Main Street Crips go and they discipline and threaten Stutterbox.
But Ross didn't press charges right away. Sometime after the kidnapping, he was incarcerated again, which led to a delay for almost 3 years. Then, in the summer of 2011, he officially filed a civil complaint accusing Shaq, Mark Stevens, Del Dog, and 7 other Main Street Crip members of kidnapping, assault and battery, and robbery. From there, the case was picked up from all the major news outlets, with bombastic headlines like Shaq Attack and the like. But then, after the preliminary hearing, the case was inexplicably dropped. Why? Well, apparently, Robert Ross perjured himself in court. He lied on the stand. Wack 100, his former partner, and in on that first Ray J deal, claims to know why.
To help a certain individual out, I called my attorney, had the attorney put Greg Canes and Mark Stevens together. They put that together to ask Box on stand if you go pull the paperwork. Have you ever been a confidential informant to work for the LAPD, the FBI as a known snitch? He lied on the oath and said no. Greg Canes takes a stance, provides a document that this dude is in fact one of our informants, this, that. At that point, the judge looks at it. He perjured himself. Therefore, any allegations or any claims he's bringing on anybody is non and void. They dropped the charges on these 7 Crips and let them go. So in a sense, this Paul Roof freed the Crips.
Now.
So in a sense, this Paul Roof freed the Crip is brazy. Let's go.
Time for another plot twist. WAC 100 was also allegedly an FBI informant at the time, but this time for Death Row Records in regarding the Biggie Smalls case. What's going on, bro? Lamonte, who's actually got beef right now with WAC 100, broke it down for me. Buckle up. So, for context, after the death of Biggie Smalls, there were allegations that the LAPD was involved in the murder. And not only that, but they hid their involvement in the preceding trials. Biggie's family then filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the LAPD in the city of LA, demanding over $400 million.
Detective Greg Cannon, he helped federalize that Main Street case, but that wasn't his case. He's running the Big E murder investigation and the Tupac Death Row Suge stuff. So that's his priority. There's a $400 million lawsuit against the LAPD and the city of Los Angeles, which would have bankrupt Greg Cannon and Darren Dupree. The task force was created to bring up a different theory that didn't implicate any police officers in participating or assisting in the unaliving of Biggie Smalls, the notorious Big. That's his only focus, to bring up a theory so that they could get off this $400 million lawsuit. If Detective Coet would have spoke up on the stand, or Detective Fournier, they could have asked them about everybody who was on this investigation, including the informant. Informants being confidential source 2 back.
Now, who is CS2 back? Well, according to Lamonte's findings, that is WAC 100 Cash Jones, who's listed in the investigations while Del Dog was speaking with Mark Stevens. Through Mark Stevens, who is now Cash Jones's employer at Deja 34 Records thanks to the Ray J deal, he wanted to convey the information that Stutterbox had gone sour. Del Dog declines. The police investigation referred to him as CS2, confidential source 2, and Mark Stevens confirmed his identity later on. The priority being the case of the notorious B.I.G. and Jones's ability to be able to point out the culprit as being Wardell Fouts, aka Poochie, as a plausible story. If the police officers working on the Stutterbox case were to testify, they were liable to exposing Cash Jones's relationship with the police due to him being involved tangentially, and thus rupturing the relationship needed to have a working theory to save the city of LA and the LAPD $400 million. So they left their lower-ranking informant out to dry, and the case was dropped. But hey, that's just a theory, a gang theory. That was poor. That was poor. Thanks for watching. My bad. The LAPD, by the way, had already designated Ross as an undesirable informant due to having a personal vendetta against other gang members and allegedly bragging about paying cops.
Stutterbox is a really interesting character. He may be one of the worst people that I've ever come across so far as how devious he is.
So maybe that was the reason. Whatever the explanation was, the case was dismissed, the members were set free, and Shaq didn't even see the courtroom. Robert Ross, regardless if he had later legal troubles, lives now in a nice house and what seems to be a peaceful life from what I can make out. Liddell Rawls, aka Del Dog, was shot in 2015 after allegedly attempting to mediate a gang dispute. Mark Stevens, I think, is still living in Atlanta, still working with Shaq, not on music anymore. That kind of died out in 2013. And as it turned out, he actually became Stephen A's agent. And Shaq is now an overpaid hater on national television, far from the gangster life that he may have once dabbled in. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't.
I don't know that Shaquille O'Neal was even aware that a kidnap and robbery was going down. I don't know that. You know what I'm saying?
We'll probably never know. But damn. And if you see any other stories like this, hit me up on Twitter, man. I want to see some more. I want to cover some more. Like and subscribe if you haven't, because more heat is on the way. Thanks for watching. You can't stop the rain.
And that's it. Shout out my boy, man.
We used a Spectrum savings calculator before.
Shout out my boy, man. You know what I'm saying? He definitely put that together. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go ahead and close that out. And then we're gonna end this after this clip right here, where CS2 back admits that the OMI one, the Fed deputized federal agents owed him one. Let's get right here.
Porsche, Toyota, Mazda, all that's loaded down there, right? And he was like, where you headed? Oh, man, I'm going northwest. It was a great run. Run played like 15, 16,000. Great run, right? So I think he put all this in his head that, because he knows some truck drivers, he would always reference some dude named Ballhead from his neighborhood. I don't know the dude. Man, he don't make that kind of money, so I think in his head, he's like, this dude doing something. And he fed him. He didn't even snitch. He lied snitch. That's a different kind of snitching. Because you fabricated some shit and then told it to the police and put them on me. Right? And that's there it came. But Reggie told me working on getting some tapes and stuff because he's very adamant about what he did or didn't do. Everybody in Los Angeles, the fact that he could sit there with Spotted Logan and whoever this other little dude is that don't know how to talk, I don't know this little dude. And they say, yeah, we know you told on the homies, but that's cool. He says nobody went to jail. Well, I'm confused. In CCB court, them 7 dudes got on the county jail bus and got transported to downtown and came out of the back in LA County jail jumpsuits. They fought that shit down there 9 months. What does he mean nobody went to jail? They was in jail for this case that you pointing the finger at them on.
Right.
Right? What you mean? The only reason why they beat prison is because they was able to line you up, make you perjure yourself on the stand, and claim you wasn't a fucking informant, and in walks Greg Cadence, which I orchestrated that with Mark Stevens and my attorney. The only one came from that. You dropped.
The only one from the police came from that. He's saying he put Greg Cadence with Money Mark Stevens. That's not what Money Mark said. Money Mark said that you're CS2 back. Tomorrow, I think we're going to get into that, man. We really going to break down more, but who knows? We got all kind of other content. We got 120 votes on the poll. Who is Luce Coochie live snitching on? 65% say that he live snitching on Big U. That's great. That's a great population. So if you had 10 jurors, almost 7 of them would be able to see just by what y'all know that Luce Coochie is live snitching on Big U. That's good because all he's going to need is 1 juror. They 20% say he's snitching on Whack 100. He live snitching on Whack 100. So then you got 6% saying he ain't live snitching on nobody. So look, man, he said the feds owe him 1. Hey, listen, if y'all didn't catch that, hold on, where is that damn content? Damn, I have it ready tomorrow. I'm going to play it where he said the only way the feds owe you 1 is if you give up a body. You know what I'm saying? Where he was just saying that to, I think to Adam 16. Let me see if he got the Adam 16. Let's see what we got, man. I might can find it real fast. He say that's the only way that the feds, maybe I think I sent it to Scandalous. Matter of fact, I know I did. Let me go to this real quick. Because I want everybody that's in here, because y'all might not tap in tomorrow. But I want y'all all to get a dose of this. Watch this. Shout out my boy Scandalous, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. All right. Boom. I know I clipped it and sent it to him. Bam. Now we're going to be able to show y'all that. Just that quick. Hit that like button for me doing overtime. This is 3 hours. Game over. He just admitted it. Yeah. He admitted that the feds owed him a favor, man. That's some nasty work. So let's go. This is a short clip. It don't take that long. But he just said that's where the favor came from the feds. Now check this out. Is this it? Let me make sure that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Boom. Make sure y'all can see it. And then we're gonna be ending this live after this. Let's go.
And one thing we understand about the feds is that if you want any favor from them, give them a body. You gotta come with the body. I don't believe personally, I could be wrong, that he. And one thing we understand about the feds is that if you want any favor from them, give them a body. You gotta come with the body. I don't believe personally, I could be wrong, that he. And one thing we understand about the feds is that if you want any favor from them, give them a body. You gotta come with the body. I don't believe personally, I could be wrong, that he. And one thing we understand about the feds is that if you want any favor from them, give them a body.
So he understands. How do you understand that if you want a favor from the feds, you got to give them a body? Well, that's because when they raided his house and they found those pistols and they got him on that wiretap and they had that gun case down in Texas, the federal deputized federal agents, Greg Caden and the Joint Task Force, he gave him a body. He gave him the notorious B.I.G.'s unalive. Poochie and Marion Suge Knight ordered it. Yael, you want to say something to take us out, bro?
I know he said something. His case got dismissed in the interest of justice.
You remember that verse? Go ahead and bust that verse again.
And
the
hook. Oh man. Hey, we should have put the poll in the chat. Who want to hear that motherfucking rap? I said, I know he said something. This case got dismissed in the interest of justice. I said, I know he said something. This case this in the interest of justice. I said, I know he said something. The case got dismissed in the interest of justice. Hey, I know he said something. The case got dismissed in the interest of justice. Hey, went against the Cody switch. Heard the nigga caught with a switch and he snitched. Damn. Hey, found out he was a bitch. Went to jail and still he catching and he pitched. Hey, that nigga boo boo. Luce Cannon, loose lips and his dude shoe.
Hey, Phil White says, stand up NYC, fuck LA. Damn, bro.
Whoa, damn, hey, Phil White.
Hey, NYC, if y'all gotta stand up, that just means that you're coming from a position up off your knee. So take LA dick up out your mouth, nigga. How about that?
Hey, Phil White.
He said Biggie the GOAT. Okay, you can argue that. You know what I'm saying?
That feel right.
We play Fox song, Deuce. You know what? I am gonna play that. Let me see. I think I got it on what you call it. We're gonna go out on this song, man. They said they like it. I don't know if you heard it yet, Yael.
What is it?
It's a CS2 diss song, brother.
I thought you was gonna play You Can't Stop the Rain. You can't stop the falling.
Ain't nobody said that, bro. You ain't shit. That nigga said you ain't stop the rain. That's that Biggie, right? I mean that Shaq, right?
I'm Shaq Diesel, huh?
Hey, it's an East Coast type song.
Oh man.
Hold on, man. Let's go. My guy Fox and 914, man. Let's get to it.
Damn. Salute to the chat.
Yeah. Why you walking, why you talking? Acting gangster, now he jogging. Nigga that felt like he logged in. Fed hit his line, he responded. We don't play with no snitches, we auction them. He went from blood to a blossom. Wrote his name in the dock, he embossed it.
Let's go.
Like he washed it. Whew. I'm in a coupe with a stick on the nose. Whack Talk slick, nice switching his clothes. Used to yell out Pyru on the gram, now he texting them folks with a federal tone. Big U got pitched, Brick got hit, Luce got named in the federal script. Whack on the net trying to cleanse his drip, but the feds don't sleep, they print that shit. I ride with snakes that never hiss. You ride with rats that read transcripts. We rich off real, not counterfeit. He talk too much, might plead the fifth. He ain't slimy sweet, yeah. Talking real gangster, but that boy got beat, yeah. See it's 2 in the 5, that's deep, yeah. You either working with him or you get heat, yeah. Pushing that foreign, I'm pushing P still. They pushing plea deals, I push a 3-wheel. He was in red, now he dressed in teal. Phone tap playing, it gave me chills. Mainstream mafia, that's not pretend. Feds got a script and he top of the pen. Talking on Clubhouse like that shit won't spin. Now screenshots and you losing time.
They weren't worried about it.
Acting gangster, now he jogging.
Trust me, cut different. That's what he gave me.
Why you walking, why you talking? We don't play with no snitches, we auction them. Backpedal moves, they glossy, huh? Sang to the feds like Ari, huh? Yeah, they moving funny, I smell the switch. Heard your name in Discovery Kids. Lawyer talking, you mumble quick. Used to be thug, now you corporate slick. I don't trust no handshake now. They read transcripts, taking vows. You duck indictments, we duck the crowd. Still robbing through Federal towns. Woo! Walking, talking. Told them don't say my name when the wire starts talking. We don't do rats, nah. We don't do rats. When I'm told them don't say my name when the wire starts talking. We don't do rats, no. We don't do rats.
All right, marked out. Salute, bro. Norm died. Hey, man, once again, shout out my boy Fox 914. We put that together. They said they want to hear it. Y'all requested it. We played it, man. Let them know where they at, y'all. We up out of here.
And listen, y'all just sat through 3 hours of hot content with the receipts, man. Salute to everybody on Clubhouse, man. If you tuned in on Clubhouse, salute to everybody on Clubhouse. Salute to the chat on YouTube Live. Y'all already know that's where it's at. And everybody that attended, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this content. Again, man, came through with the receipts. Deuce M's, the Don, and Yael, the Kiwe pop star, bringing you the receipts with the authentic voices of the culture and the West Coast. Damu Kiwe Conversations.
We out.